Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to all across the Delaware Valley. It is June the 5th as we commence. The countdown is what, 91? 91 days until the start of the NFL season. The big party that will commence Thursday right here, Eagles and Cowboys. At some point, I just want to do a Eagles-Cowboys preview. I still love the fact that we open with Dallas. That's going to be one of the greatest nights in Philadelphia history, right? Like, opening up the season after the epic Super Bowl run with the Cowboys. I think about it all the time, especially now as we kind of hit the dead zone of sports. It's like, wow, what are we looking at? You know, yesterday was an interesting day. The kid pitched well again. Abel pitched fantastic, more than able is what he looked like last night. Phil's go down, bats quiet against Berrios last night. Phil's go down on the walk-off in the ninth last night. But listen, all that matters, the kid pitched well, and that was one of those. Nice. See that kid going, man. They're starting pitching. It's amazing the depth. Luzardo goes today, so hopefully he gets back to himself after the beatdown he took last week. So you got Luzardo in the series finale against Toronto today. That's an afternoon game. And then, of course, we got the NBA Finals. And today is Trigger Day on the show because we will talk to Legs coming up at 10:30 to dive into the NBA Finals. We'll talk to Derek Bodner, all right, to get into the Sixers. Seth Greenberg from ESPN was on with the guys with our all PHLY Sixers show and had some very harsh things to say and was very forthright. And, you know, there was no wavering in his voice. Trade Embiid is his advice. Trade Embiid. So we'll dive into all that big Sixer hour coming up in the 10 o'clock. A lot of basketball, we'll get into it. And, you know, again, it's the night the finals start, and they're not here. And they haven't been here. It's still mind-boggling to me, and I'm trying not to get worked up. But I can't believe that shot, the Kawhi doink, will wind up being as close as they've gotten to the finals. I swore there's no way in the world that they couldn't make the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, if you tell me the day when everybody's like excited and go way back to the if you remember the Brett Brown team with all the Euros, right? And they were up and down. They played well. They played Boston tough, right? You know, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun, man. We're into a great time in Sixers basketball. They had assets. You know, they were waiting for, you know, Embiid and Simmons to blossom. And I go back to that moment and I'm like, oh my God. And it just flopped, right? It just flopped. It just was done. One after another, one mistake that happened after another mistake. Tobias, Jimmy, all the saga. And here we stand on the precipice of the 2025 finals, and there's no Sixers. And worse, the future looks bleak. That's what gnaws at me. That's what's a killer. Like last night, I don't know if you guys watched it, but we had a baseball game. I come back from the baseball game, and I will go right to the Stanley Cup Finals. And my God, it was just amazing. Like, just from a sporting standpoint, you don't need to be a puckhead to go, that was great hockey. Like, that was an entertaining sports night. Like, watching that game. It's the finals, all those people in Edmonton freaking out. It was just great. It was great sports. It was incredible. Florida goes up 3-1, and then bang, Edmonton comes back, makes it 3-2. Then it's white knuckle until the Oilers tie it. And then we're in overtime. Oh, my God. Stanley Cup Finals OT? Holding your breath on every rush up ice? I mean, it's thrilling. It just doesn't get any better from a sheer sports big standpoint where, you know, it's a thrill ride is what it was. It was great stuff, man. It was great stuff. Draisaitl bangs home. And it was tic-tac-toe. McDavid makes an amazing pass to get to Draisaitl, who just buries it past Bob. And the Oil wins. I know my boy's happy. Where's your Oil hat?
It's a rough morning this morning for me. I didn't get a chance to get my stuff together.
Why? What happened?
I got my car was in the shop at like 7:45. He's like, car's ready. So, you know,
You're a
I go
Russian.
walk 2 miles to South Philly in the morning.
It's
great spending.
So you had to go to 8th and Tasker to get
It's great spending $600 before 8:30 in the
Oh,
morning.
it's the worst. I
Yeah,
know,
it's like,
dude.
what?
That sucks.
I just woke up.
It's one of those days you go, I'm spending $600.
And I haven't even gotten anything yet. It's like,
Yeah,
what's going on?
and it's just like the money you spend for the fix
Yes.
is the worst money you spend.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you're like, at some point it's going to break down again.
of course. My car's 21 years old.
Exactly, right? And at some point you go, oh, man, this is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about you. I'm superstitious, right? Like when I have a bad day, when I have a bad morning, I know it's going to be a bad day.
Oh, yeah?
Like I fight against it. Like I similarly, like little kind of like nonsense things, you know, happen. I forgot I put my cash in my sweats
Your sock.
last night. No, yeah, no. So last night, right? So I have cash. I usually keep in the car,
Yeah.
but I had it on me because Moscow had a game last night. So we had a shout out to the Warriors hitting the ball last night.
Nice.
And then, so I had the money in my sweats for baseball, and then this morning I forgot to get the money out, and then of course I'm the last person.
Well, you're the cash man,
right?
Like
I'm the last
like
person.
The slot machine's named after you.
Right, I'm the last person that doesn't have Easy Pass.
You are the last person.
I am.
Oh, man. So wait a minute.
I'm-
So what
I-
happened? No, they take
So
a picture of you.
I have $1. I got $1, right?
You
There's
bartering?
$1 in a car, right?
Oh, that's not
and
enough.
I'm like, I'm crossing the
Driving up
bridge.
Tacony, Palmyra.
I'm crossing the bridge. I go, oh my God, I forgot my. So I go to the toll booth, and luckily the woman was so sweet. She goes, I know you. You come here all the time. Just go. You're good.
Oh, nice.
You know, get me if you see it. You just get me on another day.
Oh, good. Man. Shout out to her.
And I was like, oh, sweetheart, thank you.
Yeah, see,
I
now you got a
appreciate
good day. Something great happened to you.
Yeah, so it started off
Yeah.
like funky, but there was other things like
Yeah.
listen, I got to drive my kid to school every day and getting his ass up after a night game during the week,
Oh,
and it's June.
Tough.
Like he's got 1 foot out the
Wait a minute,
door.
what time are they got? A 9 o'clock first
Dude,
pitch?
we didn't get home till I got home. It was the second period of the game.
You home like 9, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 9:30.
yeah, 10 o'clock. Easy
Yeah.
was the second period.
Yeah. I mean, we got home. Maybe it was about like 9:30.
Oh,
You know, and he's got to eat,
Yeah.
and then of course he doesn't want to wake up, right? And I'm yelling at him to get up because we got work, and you know, then I had a couple meetings in the morning on the way in, and then then there's always hassles. Like there's always whatever job you do, like whatever work, like even like we're so proud of what we're building here at PHLY in ALLCITY, but there's always stuff and new nonsense things that you got to deal with.
Yeah. I did a little palate cleanser, though. Treated myself to a little Taco Heart breakfast taco with a little limeade with some
Limeade.
mint and
Yeah, a little
cucumber.
limeade, nice.
Yeah.
Fresh squeezed?
Yeah, man.
There you
Trying
go.
to, change the mojo up.
That's
Just
smart.
spending more money. But
Yeah, but guess what? That's a mojo changer.
Yeah, you got to treat
That
yourself
looks
to
good. That looks like a June morning cocktail.
Better
Yeah.
than a warm Pepsi in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Almost
He
went
did
with the
warm
Mexican
Pepsi.
Coke. It was because I was at a taco place. I
That's a
went
good-
limeade
that's
over
a
the
good
Mexican
one.
Coke. But
The Mexican Coke.
With
is
that real
it.
sugar's
yeah,
nice.
the sugar cane.
yeah.
Prediction.
The
cane.
glass bottle.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Refreshing.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Are you,
it really is.
Are you hating? I just woke up hating Brad Marsh or Brandon Marsh.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like Brad Marsh.
Brad Marsh.
I
Brad
liked
Marsh.
him. He played without a head.
Yeah.
Without a head, without a helmet.
Why do you hate Brandon Marsh?
I don't know. I'm just done with him. The experiment's over. He's mediocre. We've heard about his defense at first.
I don't even think he's mediocre.
No, you're right. He's not. I mean, he's not a regular everyday player.
He's not.
No.
He's not.
His defense is so overrated. He should have had that ball last night.
He should have.
Just miserable at the plate. And they're a player and a half away, and they need a reliever. I mean,
see, it's always funny. Who did I talk to yesterday? Oh, my man Jerry. So I went to I get my hair cut.
you're looking fresh,
right? And so
yeah.
I go see. I've been going to the same girl for 30 years.
Stylist, not a barber.
25 years. Dana.
All right.
So Dana, I mean, she was 18. She started cutting my hair. I was like 25.
What?
Yeah, 20.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. Man.
Yeah. No, I mean, literally. So I go to the same place, the Cutting Point on Oregon Avenue.
Okay.
Like on 16th and Oregon.
Yeah.
So Jerry, who owns the Cutting Point, great sports guy. Jerry's the man.
Wow.
So
The fact that Jerry's owned it this long, he's got the same person cutting hair there that long.
it's so fat. It's South Philly. It's
Yeah.
like it's South Philly's core.
Yeah.
Right? Like
for sure.
the same people,
It's a good establishment.
Yeah, it's a great place. Yeah, it's a great place. And God rest Joanne, Jerry's wife, passed, and she was a sweet woman. And my heart goes out to Jerry. Jerry's a good man. So he's a great sports guy. So when I come in, it's all women, right? Except for Jerry. So, and usually there's always most of the clientele. There's some guys, but most of the clientele's women.
Mm-hmm.
So I come in, Jerry's like, oh, right.
Yeah, he's been waiting for this.
Let's talk some sports, right? So then we start talking Phillies. And I go, dude, fights, man. What do you think? And he gives me one of those. I don't know. I go, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I go, that rotation. He goes, yeah, dude. They're short.
You can see the flaws. They're good, but we can see the flaws.
They're short. He goes, they're short.
They're short.
Yeah, he goes,
They
I said, I know you need a bullpen piece. Oh, not just that.
Yeah, he's right.
You need, you need I'm like, yeah, I know you need a right hand. You need an outfielder. I get it.
There's no way. Two.
No.
Well, you need a platoon right-handed left fielder, and center field stinks.
You need a center fielder. You can get away with, you're
Weston
fine.
Wilson in the playoffs?
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you had Marsh in left and you went,
I don't want Marsh
I
out
know,
there.
I know.
And I got to tell you, like
you were talking about platoon. I'm just, you're definitely down a right hand back. You need a center fielder, and whether you bring the kid up, I mean, that's the other thing. Bring Crawford up.
Well, he's a lefty, right?
I know.
Yeah, he's mashing left-handed pitching, but that's in AAA left-handed
Right,
pitching.
but it's still an upgrade, and it feels like it could be an upgrade.
Yeah.
But I know you need a right-handed bat. There's just not a lot out there.
No,
There's not a lot of right-handed bats out there. That's the biggest problem.
When you look at who could be out there, there's not much.
No,
there's a lot of
that's
people
the thing I
competing
worry
for-
about, because I'm like, hey, listen, we're going to probably have to deal with this imbalanced lineup.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, I just don't see any right-handed bats. Like, that's where Teoscar was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
like, that would
have been perfect.
Should
have overpaid.
Having that right-handed bat, but like I go, all right, if you had one bat and one back-end reliever, there's still, I mean, the rotation's great.
I will say, I am sued. Yesterday I had a good day because I had to walk around a lot after dropping my car off. So walking down South Street, the guy who owns Repo Records, Dan's out front.
Yeah.
Just wants to talk Phillies. What do you think? Talking Phillies. Go to Good Dog last night. Everyone's watching the game. Everyone cares about the Phillies, even though they got the hockey game on the one. Waiting for an Uber. Two older women just got off work waiting for the bus, listening to the game on their phone. Like, people are into the Phillies right now. It's out there.
Listen,
Even though we know the flaws, people are in.
Yeah, listen, I think we're into it. I know we're into it. We're always into it. But I still think there's an attitude. We're during the game last night, my man Gary was like, I don't know, dude. The kid's pitching. What are you going to do? Are they showcasing him? And I go, probably. Mm-hmm. I go, probably it's a showcase piece. Like, they have a plethora of starting pitching. You got to give up something.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid is, is a shiny piece
He is a shiny
right now.
piece.
Like you can get something of note for him. So he's like, I don't like it. I'm trade Suarez. Like, you're not going to trade Suarez. You can't trade Suarez. You can't. I know you're
At the deadline, I lean that way.
Yeah, I know you do. I don't think, and I know Dombrowski won't. He's going to look at Suarez as a guy that's a wild card that you could pitch up and down in the playoffs.
I feel you, but I feel
It's about winning it. You're not about. He's like, well, you're going to lose him for nothing. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because in baseball it's different.
Well, just how important will he be in the playoffs? Who knows? I don't even know. I mean, he's
What do
not
you
going
mean?
to start probably.
No, but you need him coming out of the pen,
I don't know.
and he can pitch. He can give you multiple innings.
Yeah, I'd rather if you could trade him for like some stud bullpen arm. If someone needs
Nobody's trade. Listen, yeah, if someone's going to offer you a stud bullpen arm, all right. No one's giving you that. He's on the last year of his deal.
No, but here's what I'm saying. So
You're not
the
doing
guy Dan from Repo, this is his idea. It needs to be a 3-way team. You need to find a contender who needs to start in pitching. That's going to give up some prospects to a junk team, and the junk team gives us a reliever.
It's not happening. That's not happening. Come on, man. It's like,
Let me believe it.
That's not realistic. The realistic thing is,
I don't know. People are desperate for starting pitching at the trade deadline.
they're not going to. Nobody's going to give you anything for. I'm telling you, he's not under contract.
No, but you can get an arm, an expiring contract.
You're
bullpen
saying
arm.
like, all right. So who's going to do that? Go through it. The Dodgers are
the
just waiting
Yankees
for their
probably
guys.
need starting pitching. You do something with the Yankees and the A's and us.
It's not happening. I mean, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
So,
but anything's possible.
yeah, it's possible that I wake up tomorrow and I'm wealthy,
That is possible. I believe in that.
right?
Yes.
But it's not happening.
Well, that's where your problem is.
All right.
Yeah, that's the roadblock.
Like it's not happening.
Yeah, that's the
All right?
roadblock.
All right, like that. Like that's not the same way. You're not trading Ranger in a 3-way trade. Like I just don't see it
I mean,
as being plausible.
yeah.
I don't. I think you got to go and you got to trade the kid. Like nobody wants to trade the kid. I get it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to trade.
There's
the
a
kid.
part of me that also thinks Crawford's not going to come up because they like his numbers at AAA and they may trade the kid. Like that's somebody you can get. I don't know if the A's might be interested in the Crawford.
Listen, the perfect bat is Rooker.
Yeah.
You don't think?
Yeah, I was on the Rooker train last year,
I
but
know,
everyone's
that's
like,
why-
"You can't play the field. There's no room for me."
No, you got to put him in the outfield.
That's what they said. He couldn't even has no range for the
I mean,
outfield.
he doesn't. But you're stuck.
Yeah,
You're stuck.
believe me.
Like-
yeah,
Like now, if you had Rooker, if you unfortunately you may have to deal with
if you have Rooker, I'm fine with Rojas and Marsh stinking in
Right.
center field.
Like,
as
you would
long as
have
they
Rooker
recover.
and Kepler,
Yeah,
right? Platoon and Marsh and Rojas.
then I'm
platoon.
fine. You got a legit bat.
And you got depth off the bench.
Yes, that
Right,
I'm
because
totally fine with.
you'll have either Rooker or Kepler off the bench.
Yeah, the rosters will expand. We'll have Otto will be up here.
You love Otto.
What's not the
You
love?
love
He's
the-
like a Rooker. We got Rooker here. He's just bashing balls. He's hitting over 300. It's not a fluke.
I don't know why.
He's not Dave Kingman hitting 200 and bashing balls.
I hear you. No, listen. You're right. I guess my hesitation is, I think it's a half of Fugazi because it's
it
AAA.
probably is.
Because it's AAA.
Yeah, but
See, at AAA, you don't have great prospects.
I'm aware. But they're crafty, savvy veterans.
Right, but they're 4A guys that
Sure.
are that's where mediocre hitters look great against that kind of pitching.
I get it, but he's
Yeah.
looking really good.
I hear you. Listen. I don't want to do the
Paul,
poop.
Paul wants to know what you think about trading Castellanos and putting Harper back in the outfield.
I mean, I'd be open to that.
Then you're losing a right-handed power bat.
Well, who are you getting back?
Right.
I mean, I would trade anybody if it's going to make my team better.
You give up Beta Miller?
I don't want to give up. The two guys I don't want to give up are Miller and Painter.
Yeah.
Those are the two guys.
And Saeed. We need a catcher.
Because here's the thing. I need a bridge. These guys are going to get old quick because they're already there. So I need a bridge. And Abe Miller's stud.
That's what everybody says.
So I don't want to give him up. and I don't want to give. I think Painter could be special, and Miller. Like so, those two. Everybody else, like Abel is a great piece.
Abel's just like a really unexpected piece, chip that no one had plans, I think, of him having any impact in the next 2 years.
And now coming up with 2 really good starts.
He hasn't walked anybody. Last night was on 4 days rest, I think.
Hey, dude,
walked nobody.
You know what's amazing about him? Because I went back. It was funny. After the game last night, I went back and watched the Phillies. Because I just wanted to watch. All I did was watch Abel pitch. I fast forward when they were up. And I was like, damn, he's strike one. Notice, like, he bullies the plate. I love that. Like, that kid bullies the plate.
And after the game, he said, I didn't have my best stuff tonight.
I mean, I don't know. He looked.
Got 98 on the corners.
Exactly. Like, here's the deal. I get it. When a team doesn't see a young pitcher, you know, I mean, first time through the league is real.
They'll be
when they
notes
haven't
soon.
seen you, right? Like, so that's real. But here's what I like. He was around the plate.
Yeah, he's not walking anyone.
And
2 games now.
And he gets ahead of the count. And you brought this up, which is spot on. He attacks the corners.
He's killing the
that's
corners.
effective. When you're attacking the corners like that, that's effective.
Yeah, even the Springer ball. I mean, that was like a low ball. It wasn't a meatball over the middle of the plate.
No.
It was a good hit by
Springer.
Springer.
It was a good pitch.
Yeah.
It was a good pitch. Did you watch hockey game?
Yeah, I watched mostly hockey last night, of course. Second period was a little sketchy. I mean, Florida dominated, but everyone talked about this Florida depth. Wheeler's depth. They have 19 guys who scored goals, and they had better legs in the third period.
They did.
Panthers came out the first 2 minutes of overtime. I was like, this is a problem. Panthers put on a flurry, but then they were done.
They were done.
It was all Edmonton breakaway, chance after chance.
Me, I don't know about you. What shocked me is when they go up 3-1, like that's not a team that loses leads. Even though it was 3-2, I kept waiting for them.
Skinner, dude.
Dude, he
came up big in the second
period.
Yeah.
They had 15 shots on goal.
Yeah, and he was making actually a nice. There was one. It might have been the third period. He was totally screened. The dude came right in front. I don't know how he got his body in front of it. But
Bennett was looking for the hat trick.
Yeah.
And no, it was impressive.
Yeah, but you had the captain. You had. I mean, everyone was getting breakaway. The whole team was in it, and McDavid had the nice pass that Corey Perry got it to McDavid, and that was. Well, even after that goal, McDavid went right to Perry and was like, yo, that pass.
Well, that was a behind the back pass.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
It was a behind the back pass. That was something, man.
Dude, I got to tell you, that overtime and third period is probably the least amount of times I've looked at my phone in 2 years. I was glued to the TV. Didn't pick up my phone at all, especially overtime with no commercials.
Sports, man.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's good sports.
I was like, wait, they're breaking to scrape the ice? I don't need this. That's the only time I check my phone. They scrape the ice.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
No, you're spot on. All right, lots to get to. All right, we got our friends from the World Cup Philly. Yeah, baby. FIFA World Cup Philly. Every Thursday, we visit with the staff that's bringing the World Cup to Philadelphia. In fact, I was at a meeting yesterday.
Philadelphia. That sounds great. Bringing the World Cup to Philadelphia.
So exciting.
I am so excited about this. I was at a meeting yesterday at their offices on 19th and Market because some of the stuff they got planned is just amazing. Like our city, it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna get an influx of millions. Hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's going to be wild.
It's going to be crazy.
But it's not just people. Like, it's not people coming to see, president or the Pope. These are people coming to party.
Oh yeah,
these are soccer fans,
people
football fans from around the world.
Yeah, no, I don't even think that we understand it. Like what it's going to be like. It's going to be so amazing. I'm really excited by it. Really excited. It's going to be like 40 days of partying.
Oh yeah,
next summer. Between, I get so excited because
can't wait to train for that.
I mean, my God, we're going to have the All-Star games are all going to be here. Like we're going to be the Mecca,
dude.
Welcome
All-Star
America.
games July. This is going on June to July 4th.
No, we go in from your World Cup right into
the All-Star game.
Yeah, we're going to have the regional here.
Yeah.
So we'll have the regional in March. I mean, it's just going to be a fun.
It's going to be booming.
Yeah.
We have a knockout game with the one knockout game in the round of 16, I think. June 4th, they're saying maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And then right into the All-Star game, it's going to be
July
insane.
4th match at Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
that is-
country turns 250,
Yeah.
and there's the July 4th match.
USA men's better get it
England,
together.
USA.
USA men's better
please
get it
be
together.
The match.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be amazing. Just amazing.
England will win, but
So we're going to talk to Shauna Crosley today. Shauna's the manager of sponsor operations. So Shauna's in. So we'll talk to her coming up. Then we get the brain. And then we'll have some fun.
And then Ant's blood pressure will go high.
Yes, it
So
will.
we talk basketball for an hour.
we got
Right,
the
because
trigger
Derek
ready to
Bodner
go.
will join us and Legs will join us. So we get ready for the NBA finals. Yesterday, we primed you with Boosh and for the NHL finals. Today, Legs for the NBA finals and Derek Bodner, who is terrific for the all PHLY Sixers show. He will join us coming up straight ahead. So let's talk about some of our friends, shall we? Yes, Rothman Orthopedics. Listen, we've all been there, right? Trying to push through that nagging pain, that injury that you know is there. And you're like, oh, man, it just doesn't get any better. You kind of hope you go, oh, man, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And it doesn't. That's why you got to go to Rothman Orthopedics, okay? So whether it's running, golfing, playing ball with the kids like I do, right? Rothman's experts specialize in treating all types of muscular skeletal issues. Listen, I mean, between football and baseball with Massimo and Ant, but it's a lot, right? So I come down, I work with them almost every day, come home, go to bed, hot shower, you're just beat up, man. And this is where Rothman comes into play. If pain's slowing you down, take action. Head over to rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Schedule your appointment today. Rothman has a team. Now, they have over 180 fellowship-trained physicians that specialize in areas of the body, right? So you got hip, knee, spine, shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, sports medicine, physical medicine, rehabilitation, orthopedic oncology, trauma and fracture care. I mean, they have it all. Doctor that specializes in each body part. It's really amazing. So Rothman, check them out. Head over to rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Schedule your appointment today. Rothman Orthopedics. Your mobility is their mission. All right, let's also talk about our good friends at the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. Yeah, baby. What do we got today? We got a day game today.
Yeah.
Where are we at line-wise? So the brain will join us.
Phillies are minus 115 right now.
Okay. Luzardo.
Yeah.
Who's pitching for Toronto? I didn't see.
It's Bassett. Going to be a good
Chris
pitching
Bassett.
matchup.
I like the Phils, man. 115.
Yeah, it's a little thin.
That is thin.
Worries me a little bit.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, what are they expecting Luzardo to get banged up again?
Bassett's pretty good this year.
All right. I mean, I know. But I got to have the lizard. I need the lizard.
They got to see how he plays.
I
with
need the lizard
cornrows.
coming back strong.
Got the new hairdo.
All right.
Jesus Lizard.
I know. I need the lizard, baby.
Lizard. He got the eel. He's a reptile guy. You got the lizard, the eel.
Yeah, he is.
I love the lizard.
Cold-blooded.
Well, that's what he is, the lizard.
I got to say,
I'm a big fan of lizard.
I may love the Thunder at minus 9.5.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a rout.
Capitals. Yeah, capital letters.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have Legs and the brain check in on that. Lots to get to all day today. And there's always something on the Bet Park Sportsbook app between the baseball, the playoffs between NBA and NHL, and the casino. Live dealer blackjack, roulette, craps, you name it. It's right there on your phone. All kinds of fun. The hot online slots. What do you want? Cash eruption? Where the cash erupts?
I do like Cash Eruption, but I'm into the Flintstones. I like the Flintstones. I like hearing the theme song. Yeah.
They play it?
Yeah, you hear it if you get
Really?
certain action going on. Yeah.
Barney Rubble.
What happens if
You a Barney
you hit a
fan?
jackpot? It's yabba dabba do?
Now the bonus, you'll hear a little.
Dino the Dino.
Oh, that's fabulous. Check out the Bet Parks app, right? It's so much fun. You check it out. New customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. If you're down in the first 24 hours, you got to be 21. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. I want to get Shauna! Oh, Shauna! That's how we got our guest in from the green room. It's my big mouth.
Works every time.
Right, that's my big mouth. What's up, old friend?
How are you?
What are you doing, Shauna?
How are you? It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Oh my God, long time no see. Thank you for having me in your offices yesterday.
Yeah.
You and Megan.
Yeah. It's fun.
I was invited. I loved it. We had a great time. I split a chicken parm with Megan.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, wait a
Sandwich.
minute. Repeat what you just said.
Well, that's why I said it. Chicken sandwich. Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
That makes it different.
Yes. Yeah, you're allowed
Wow.
to eat the chicken parm sandwich.
Okay.
You can't order it. So Shauna,
At a restaurant.
yeah, like speaking to the mic, and so I go on this rail about chicken, right? And it's not Italian, right? So you can't eat chicken parm,
Italian
Can't order it
chickens.
at a restaurant.
right?
My maiden name is Bruno.
Ah, you know.
I know.
Oh, I love it. All right, listen, I'm not alone here. VG.
Listen, we're from the same area of Italy, so
Yeah,
I say chicken parm's
You
all
were
right.
adopted. First of all, you didn't know this, VG, but Sean and I are old buddies.
Oh yeah, we're from.
Yeah.
So you got to tell the story.
So I worked at Comcast Sportsnet my first year out of school, and I
All right.
interned there. And they did this football game where it was radio against TV at the link,
Yeah.
and we played against each
Yeah.
other. Donovan McNabb was my coach, and I was his secret weapon. But
Did he
really,
throw
like,
up?
I couldn't play. Did he throw up? Not that day. But like, it was such a fun
That was awesome.
experience. And then we all went out after, and I
Yeah.
said, I think that we were definitely
Yeah.
on the field together. that
Yeah,
night. I
yeah.
didn't really get much playing time.
Yeah?
because I'm not
How'd
good at
he
football,
look? How'd he
but
look? on the field?
He looked great.
Yeah.
I was young back then. Now I'm old. That was so much fun. We had a good time after too.
It was.
Great stuff. I used to love doing stuff like that.
I know.
It was great. What I really love is what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
All right. We were talking about this again. I just can't believe what we're in store for. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Imagine all these people, like hundreds of thousands of people that are going to descend on Philadelphia, and it's going to be festive.
Yeah.
Right? It's a big party.
Oh yeah. So we are thrilled, and as you know, we're partnering with FIFA to put on this incredible event. But in my world, we are a nonprofit. So Philadelphia
Right.
Soccer 2026 is a nonprofit organization. Most people don't know that.
No.
And we have for the last couple of years and ongoing just educating people that we need to raise money to put on this incredible
Right,
event. We need
right.
to really, really show people what Philadelphia and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is and how we shine, and we need money to do that. And so as a nonprofit, we're out there fundraising all the time. Yeah.
So we're some of the things, because I was going through it, the expense. Like we're going to be all about the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to put on that kind of party, to have road blockages and security and extra police,
Oh yeah.
and just everything goes in it, cleanup leading into the event, right? Like we gotta be orderly with it. Like I see the detail because Meg Kane, who's the CEO of Philadelphia Soccer, is unbelievable. Like there's not a like a detail that she doesn't have.
Mm-mm.
It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
And I was like we to put on some sort of this kind of event of this magnitude, the level of prepping and planning, right?
Yeah. Well, even just you think about every customer experience, whether you're going to the match, whether you're going to fan festival, whether you're just here to walk the streets, experience, whether you're playing soccer matches on the side. It's just a feeling that we want people to have, that they walk away like that was amazing.
Right,
and,
right.
And everybody should feel that same way, no matter how they're participating, whether it's here or across the state when we're doing some activations.
So how do we help you? And like, what's like when you think about like your day to day, take us into your world, because it's a big deal, because you're trying to generate, a lot of revenue to help pay for all this stuff.
Yeah.
What's in your world?
So there's lots of ways for people to participate. We have a community fundraising campaign, grassroots engagement. This is my favorite part, honestly. So it's the grassroots. It's getting people that, play soccer on the weekends, that, are passionate fans, or people that are just really passionate about Philly and, again, shining that spotlight on us to feel like they have a seat at the table. So how do they have skin in the game? And we launched a $26 campaign. So $26, doesn't really buy you much now. So it's like, give up your lunch and coffee one day. You can participate. And
that was on chicken parm yesterday, Meg.
Yeah. And every month on the 26th, we're drawing for people to win a pair of tickets to the World Cup. So
that's awesome.
So $26 get you an entry.
Yeah, you get entered to win. That's every month. And soccer and sports brings people together. And so we want people
speaking my
to
language.
feel this.
Yes.
And feel like they're part of the community, I helped bring the World Cup here, and that's how people can participate. And so $26 I can win tickets, but I have skin in the game. I have a stake in this. And we know that we need the really big checks, but we can't do this without community.
Right.
So we've been really emphasizing that, and we travel across the state and across the city to really engage people to participate in that way. So grassroots is huge.
Listen, that adds up in a big way.
Yeah, if 1,000 people give $26,
That's
huge.
Yeah, and then look, for those people, you're supporting your city, your community, and you got a chance to win tickets like that ticket. I mean, that's going to be the gold ticket of all gold tickets.
Score for $26. I mean, that's a bar.
That's outrageous.
It's like hitting a jackpot.
Yeah.
And you get entry into our newsletter, so then you get first look into any events that are coming up. So you get that kind of insiders,
right?
And we want people to feel that way. We want people to participate in that way. So we have the grassroots, and then we have major gifts. So we have individuals that are supporting. We have a host committee that we're building. Think about law firm partners, restaurant owners, people that want to see the city thrive, not just during the World Cup, but after as well.
Right.
And so we're gathering people, individuals to support in that way. And then also our business community has been supportive since the start, but there's still opportunity to participate.
Oh, yeah.
So if people are business owners and we haven't talked to you yet, find us, because there's really great benefits, recognition, and we're a nonprofit. So you're investing in our legacy programs. I know Melissa Piccoli was here last week talking about that. These 26 projects are so important for our legacy. We have Lemon Hill. There's just so many great ways to get involved. And I think that, fundraising it's a lot of work, but my job is to inspire people.
Right.
And the way
you walk in a room, we're all inspired.
No,
True. I mean, that's the Andrews. All of a sudden, Wilco's neck got healed.
I just Venmo you $26.
I will seriously do that. Yeah, I want those tickets.
Yeah, well, do it. I mean, this is the thing. We want to ensure that we are educating everybody about every way they could get involved, whether you're a corporate partner, an individual philanthropist, or, a soccer mom or dad that wants to, have their kid participate in some way. It's really important that we invite everybody to do this.
Yes.
And not everybody knows.
Yes.
And so thank you for having us so we can talk about this.
Well, this has become such a passion project for me. I love Philadelphia. I just love it. And I just want to see this event because I see it. I covered sports. This is unlike nothing's ever been in our city. It's going to be just so cool. What are some of the community events that you have coming up?
Yeah, so we have a couple coming up. One on our 1 year out. We're partnering with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we're doing skills and drills, and we have a couple local athletes that are going to participate and help us organize it. And we have another event on June 14th that is around another. Why am I blanking on? Let me use my little cheat sheet. Oh, yeah, we have our youth soccer tailgate on June 14th.
Oh, get out. Oh, that's
Love
great.
a good tailgate.
Yeah, so, it's a Philadelphia Union's Unity Day, and so we're going to be activating people on that day as well.
Oh, that's cool.
And throughout the Philadelphia Union season, we're going to have a presence. And so we're going to have, games for people to play, participation in lots of activities during, before the game, and then really trying to figure out how we continue to bring people along and get them to talk about their community, about what we're doing. Too.
Sure.
So,
What I love about, your whole staff is that you guys are so inclusive that you want to make sure that everybody in our area is just feels a part of it.
Yeah. So one of the things that we've been working on, and we're doing a lot of work in the next few weeks, is we've launched this Commonwealth-wide initiative. So we are going next week to Reading, Pittsburgh. We're heading to Scranton the following week. We realized that in order to make this a true Commonwealth-wide initiative, we need to do some activations out in those communities. And so in some select cities, we're going to be doing what's called a fan zone, so an extension of our fan festival.
Yeah.
A large watch party in that community. And it's a way for people to get their community, their constituents involved, come to a watch party. We'll do some soccer activations on the side. But it's a way for the corporate community and individual philanthropists to support us. But really, it's going directly into their backyard. And so we've partnered with FIFA to put together these fan zones. And so we're going to be talking a lot more about it in the coming weeks. So, we're actively going out to fundraise in the Commonwealth too.
So the fan zones, like, do you have all the locations yet, or some of the locations?
So we've identified the areas,
The regions,
Like we want to do Northeast Pennsylvania, out in Pittsburgh, and then in the kind of Reading
Perfect
area.
Yeah.
And I think that geographically that reaches a lot, and those diverse populations too. But what we're doing in addition to just those fan zones is any company can support any individual. So we're going to go out to Harrisburg and Lancaster and every county that we can that has corporations that would like to participate, because they'll benefit from supporting the fan zones. And all of the fan zone supporters too get all the benefits that a regular donor would get.
Sure,
sure. And our fan festival
that's
experience.
great.
So yeah, and we wanted, in order to make this statewide too, as Melissa was talking about last week, we have those legacy initiatives. So they're supporting the legacy initiatives in their backyard too.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. One of the things that I love about this is that you're going to have these areas where you can gather. I mean, what we're going to do at the Fan Fest is going to be amazing, like food trucks. And if anybody watched the hockey game last night, and they showed outside the arena, and all those people in Edmonton gathered together, and the communal watch is so much fun. I've been at this. Do you remember I was on my soapbox when, this is years ago, when the Sixers were playing Toronto in one of the playoff games, and like the Raptors had this thing, the great Jurassic Park, right? And they had, there was thousands of people out and partying and drinking and watching the game, rooting the kids, and everybody's there. And that's that's what I love about Europe, because they do that in Europe. They'll gather at a town square and everybody gets together. That's so much fun. We're going to get 40 days of that.
I know. And if there's a big match going on, so in February, we ran a really big grassroots campaign. And so we went to a lot of the local bars and restaurants that have, big soccer following, based on country. You walk in there at 9:00 on a Saturday morning. It's packed. And it's just,
the Guinness
there's
is flowing.
so much energy. So it's like, it's going to be that.
That's what I always
Sunday.
loved it, right? Because I was like, oh man, I can get that like pre-NFL games. I can go and watch a great match, drink a beer, and get ready for football. Football. It's awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah. No, it's great. In fact, we're I talked to you yesterday. I put Meg on the phone with him. It was JP from Passyunk Avenue in London.
Oh yeah,
right. Because he's got 3 bars in London called Passyunk Avenue.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. It's a whole big thing. So we're talking. We may be like.
Fun.
Yeah, like fan zones. In London, watching Philly.
Yeah. How great would that be?
Yeah, cool. That's so cool.
That's the thing. There's so much opportunity here to really just engage with so many people in different ways.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we it's a huge like lift for the city and for everyone involved, but it's the most exciting opportunity. And I've always loved sports. And when I had the chance to join this team and in this way, I was like, I'm in. Like,
That's
there's
awesome.
nothing like this.
Yeah,
So
that's
really
cool. You
been-
guys are killing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fun.
you know, I love it. It's going to get busy.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to get busy. We're almost a year out.
I know.
In fact, you know, I was funny. I saw last night on TNT that the Junior World Cup matches are all going to be aired on TNT.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to air a lot of the matches. Did you know this, Megan? Yeah, they previewed it on the hockey game. They're like, hey, you know, coming up, Junior World Cup starts,
That's awesome.
and they're going to have it. They're going to broadcast the game, the games, which is going to be fun because we have them here.
Yeah.
Well, and it's going to be so great for you. Think about the kids that play soccer, that are soccer fans, and the experience that they're going to have here. The growing up,
the kids are going to love it.
I mean,
Yeah.
as a youth soccer player, to be able to say, I was there for the World Cup in my city, in my state, like that's like no other experience for a kid
it's
and
awesome.
those families. And so it's like, there's going to be so much, like you're saying, there's going to be so much to do over the next year. And, you know, next week is just kind of the start of a lot of activity. We've already done some, but we're going to have things regularly going, and we're really excited.
Yeah, we may have one that's going to be a lot of fun about playing hooky, trying to get everybody. Can we talk about that yet, Meg? We got to wait on that. Wait till next week. All right, I got a big mouth, Meg, so you got to remember. Like there's going to be a lot of fun things.
Yeah.
Like stuff with the Phillies and stuff with you know, the Junior World Cup match is going to be here on a Sunday coming up shortly. Might be some stuff going. Phillies may play at night. Like there's going to be a lot of good things, a lot of opportunities to party, get out, beautiful weather, enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, have fun.
And I'm going to bang the table because I just saw in the chat, it's a lot of chatter I hear. Futz is like, I live right near a train stop. Should I Airbnb my place? It's like, no,
stay.
No, this
We
is
want
going to
people
be
stay.
magical and fun. You got to stay here and enjoy
Yeah,
it.
this is not a flea the Pope coming,
No.
right?
Every week I'm going to reiterate it. You got to stay and hang out and
make
enjoy
it fun.
it.
And Futz, you're a good man, Futz. You're fun.
Yeah,
right?
he is fun.
Right? Like we need you. We need you on the front lines so that when people come to Philadelphia, they go, oh, I love those people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this is our chance
We're
to
ambassadors. We're all ambassadors.
They want to meet us.
Right.
They want to have the Philly experience. So let's give it to them.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's be here.
You know what's funny? I go to Italy and I hate when I don't like going to tourist spots, right? I want to be with the people, the real people, and bond and connect.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of traveling, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
well, now we're hosting.
Yeah.
So it's people coming over our house. We don't want to leave the house when people come over.
Right.
Exactly.
know?
That's the thing we've been saying. Stay, experience
Mhm.
it. It's going to be like no other
Yeah.
experience you've had. And it's just such a great way for us to show off our city, show off our
Totally.
pride.
Yeah.
So I'm personally very excited. I know our family's excited. Like it's going to be an adventure.
I love it.
Yeah.
Ah, Shauna, you are special.
Yes. It's
You're
so good to
terrific.
see you.
So great to see you
Yeah,
again.
I'm
I
sure
will
I'll
be
see you
seeing a lot
again.
more.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
Thank
this
you
is
for
great.
having me.
Oh my God. Look at her cup. How great is that?
My daughter,
Oh, look how beautiful she is. What's your name?
Rowan.
Rowan. Oh, she's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah,
God bless her.
She's a little soccer shots girl.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, she loves it.
Oh,
She's playing
that's-
t-ball now, so
Oh,
she'll be
that's
back in
great.
soccer in the fall. But yeah,
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. I love she's playing T-ball
Oh,
too.
yeah,
That's
she loves
adorable.
it. It's
Ah,
fun.
that's great.
Yeah.
Shauna, you're a Northeasterner?
yeah.
Where from?
I grew up at Castor and Tyson, so
Nice.
Resurrection.
All right.
Are you from Northeast?
Yeah, Holy Innocents, Juniata Park.
Oh,
a little
yeah.
lower Northeast. But yeah.
Yeah, we. My husband's from St. Matt's Parish, so
Oh.
common in Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Judge. I was
Judge.
Basil's.
Ooh,
Unfortunately,
Basil's went the demise of North
I
Catholic.
know,
yeah.
it's so sad. Yeah, but we love. You know,
We were
our
just saying, the
family's so big.
Northeasterners, we're all about soccer. Like, it's in the
Oh,
blood up in there.
yeah, absolutely. My brother played all through high school and college. Like, it's a really strong community up there
Yeah.
of soccer in the Northeast.
Yeah.
I mean, we still live in the city. We're in Fairmount, but we're, all of our family's still in the Northeast, and it's, the Northeast is small. It's,
You know what we learned too when we talked recently? I don't know about you, but we'd say we were going downtown.
Oh yeah.
They
all
would
the
say
time.
uptown. He had no idea people said downtown.
yeah.
I had no idea people said
Just,
they were
"Are
going
you going
uptown.
downtown?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where are you going? We're going uptown tonight.
Yeah, I was like,
No,
uptown.
he's like,
We
downtown.
downtown.
No,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, north, south.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Sean, you
Good to
are
see
awesome.
you. Thank
All
you
right.
so
If people
much.
want to get a
Thank
hold
you.
of you or get involved,
Yeah, so all
Website?
the information is on our website. And if you don't follow us on Instagram or on Twitter yet, please do. We can definitely get that to
Yeah,
you
have to.
guys.
Yeah.
FWC26 PHILLY on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
we wanna
website,
Philly,
Philly,
Philly
FWC 26.
Yeah. And, we want to meet with people. We want to talk to you. So if you have ideas, we're open to conversation. So yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
And
you.
we'll tweet all the stuff out.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you so much,
China.
guys.
Nice
It's
to meet
great to see you guys. Megan, see you soon. All right. Time out for the brain.
Brain. Red, the brain finder.
Top of the morning to your brain.
Good morning. I want to make a big announcement on your show that, Anthony, I didn't even tell you yet. I just got a new job. I want to just tell everyone. Big news here. I got hired as a pitching coach for the Los Angeles Dodgers effective tomorrow because I turned Emerson Hancock and Maury Povich into Sandy Koufax and Pedro Martinez. When they saw what I was able to do with those guys, they're like, you got to start with us because you turned these guys into Cy Young Award winners. So yeah, I'm excited because if I can make those guys good, I can make anyone good.
Yeah, it was funny. I thought of you. I was checking box scores late at night. Before I go to bed, I always look at box scores. And I'm like, oh my God. Hancock and Povich pitch really well. Like they stink.
They kill.
Like Brad was all over the over.
I had Anthony. I bet like 15 things yesterday. I think going into the Nick Pivetta game, and I had 3 bets on that game. I was like 10-1 or 9-1, and I lost every late bet. Every single late bet I lost. I had all the unders in that, overs in that Baltimore game was absolutely awful. And Pivetta was stuck on 5 strikeouts, couldn't go to 6. What are you going to do? But on the good news, did live bet the Edmonton Oilers VG. So that was a good thing. And that was a great game. I really enjoyed watching that one.
When did you live bet them? When they were down?
I took them when they were down, I got plus 3-1, like in the third period.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And I just took a shot. And then I bet them again when it became tied. I thought they were going to win. They seemed like they got a little more pressure to me. I don't know if you agree. I thought they were going to win, but
once they got through the second period.
Yeah.
Because that's when I thought Skinner was amazing in the second period. And
yeah, he was.
Ford had all those chances to just break the game open. And I thought that was a big turning point. When they survived, and then I'm going, all right, it's so interesting because when one team has the 3-2 lead, it's like they're trying to get to the open net. Right?
Exactly.
Exactly. And it was white knuckle, man. It was great sports. Where are you
great
at
stuff.
Right now?
I'm actually about to leave here, buddy. I'm going, we're at our house, but we're on our way to Bethesda, Maryland. My niece and nephew in Maryland are graduating, so we're flying in for that. And then, Anthony, I got Costa Rica coming up. Then I got Boston coming up after that. So I got a few things coming up.
Where are you going to Costa Rica?
It's what's it? Oh my God, San Jose.
Right, that's the capital. And then you're going to
resort? And then we're going to like the rainforest and stuff like that. So we're doing a few things there. I have some business meetings out there. So, but I'm looking forward to. I've never been.
You got business meetings in Costa Rica?
Yeah. I'm a man of many talents.
Oh, yeah, you got to keep your money offshore, dude.
I got to sound good. Yeah. I mean, exactly.
You got to let me know off the air what that's about.
Yeah.
You might have said something there.
Exactly.
I think I know some mob guys that fled and opened up shop down there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe I'll be joining them. No, I'm only kidding.
I was there in like 2000.
Oh, did you like it?
I went to. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
You still have
It was
Julia.
beautiful.
that,
Yeah, I mean, it's
It was,
great.
yeah, I'm looking forward to going. I really am looking forward to going. I think it's going to be, like a really nice trip. I love going to new places I've never been. So
Yeah.
should be fun. Looking forward to it.
All right. What do you got today? How much? I know you got a lot of NBA. Today.
I got a lot of stuff today. Look, yesterday was a bad day. We went 2-4. But I'm going to start out. And VG, how'd you end up doing, buddy? It's funny that
1 and 2.
What's that?
You poisoned me with the 7-5. He won 6-0, 6-2. And how's he get a 7-5 in there? Come on. It's all because of you. You had to say it.
I had to say it. I mean, I said that would be unfortunate if that happened.
Yeah, sure you did.
And it was
You're
it
like
was
a
unfortunate,
warlock putting
right?
intentions out into the world.
Warlock.
I mean, it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate,
Brad
but I mean, look,
Warlock.
it happens. I mean, what are you going to do? Worse things, and I don't know. It happens.
I might gotta check the percentages out. I might be catching you with the percentage with my.
You're probably you're probably right there. I'm not going to disagree. But look, today is a new day, and we will see what happens. By the way, the Phillies last night. It's funny. I said it was tough. I was like, with God. Anytime Romero comes in, guys. Sorry about this. In the car. Anytime Romero comes in, I get like queasy in my stomach. Legitimately queasy in my stomach, and it just happened again last night. I mean, he just can't. I don't know with Romano. I don't know if you guys agree.
It's his first game back at the city he was in. A little tight and nerves. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that one. I'm more worried about the outfield.
At least one of us can say that, but I don't know. I don't trust him.
Yeah,
Even,
I hear you.
A little bit.
There's not a lot of trust.
Not
going
even a
on
little
there.
bit.
You got to get a backhand guy. You got to get a
Yeah,
backhand.
you got to get a backhand guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Anthony. Look, I'm going to start out. We came close yesterday. God, we were getting plus 260. We had Phillies in under 9. Abel did incredible. We got the only 3 runs, but Phillies just couldn't score. But I'm going to for their game combo for Parks today. I'm looking at the Phillies in under 8. Like Lizardo, look, he had this one bad game. What am I wearing glasses? He just one bad game last week against Milwaukee. To me, a total fluke. I think the Phillies get a win here. Bassett's okay. I think Lizardo pitches well, so I'm going to go Phillies under 8 plus 255.
I like that. I think the Lizard comes back strong
game combo
too.
I think so. I really believe he does. And I'm going to start out my first official, but I'm going to start off with baseball, guys. We'll save the basketball at the end. This is my favorite prop bet of the day. David Peterson, 11-0 to under 3.5 earned runs. And by the way, to 2.5 earned runs, he's 10-1. But they made it 3.5. Yes, he's going against the mighty Dodgers. I get it. But man, this is 10-1 to 2.5, 11-0 to 3.5. I'm going to take my chances. Again, David Peterson's been very consistent. But much better than I ever thought he'd be. Not going to sit here and tell you I thought he was going to be some great pitcher. I didn't, but he's been very consistent. Like him under 3.5 runs, my first play.
I like it.
Oh man, we're thinking alike. I'm taking the Mets as a little dog plus 115 with him on the mound. He's been pitching really well this year.
Wow.
I think they're going to
taking
win.
the
I agree with you.
That hurts me to say it,
VG's
but
on the right side of there. Landon Knack, whatever. Yeah, I agree with you, VG.
Yeah, Landon Knack stinks.
You know what's funny? Last night again, we had over 4.5 in Hancock right against Cade Povich. So today you have Brian Wu, who's one of the best pitchers in the American League, 2.8 ERA, 0.9 WHIP, against Zach Eflin, who's the only good Baltimore Orioles starter. This total is still 4.5. I don't get that. I'm going to take this time. I'm going to take under 4.5. I do like the starting pitcher. I like that.
Dude, I got
very
a
much
weird hunch. I hate to say this. I got a weird hunch
because of the shutout yesterday.
Yeah, that there's going to be fireworks today.
There could be. I mean, listen, there could be. There could be. I mean,
I think Eflin.
But again,
I think Eflin gets rocked.
Tattooed.
Yeah,
Could
I think
be.
I like Cal Rowley to go yard today.
That guy's outrageous.
Could be, but I still thought that should have been. I thought that should have been 4, and so 4.5. I'm taking a chance there.
Okay.
DG, what do you got?
I'm going to go under in the Padres Giants. Dylan Cease, Robbie Ray. I know Cease isn't having a great game, but I think it's under. I think it's a 7.5, so I'm going to go under.
It is. That just missed my card. I came very close, VG, to doing that. I totally agree with you. You got 2 really good pitchers going, and I definitely agree with you. The under is the right side there. I'm going to go, though, with under 4.5 runs, 5 inning line guys. Again, Cole Reagan's first back off the DL. Always been a guy I've really liked quite a bit against Matthew Liberatore. Has been incredibly consistent. Had his first bad start last week against Texas. But again, I thought this should have been 4, maybe even 3.5, considering how bad the Royals lineup is. I think under 4.5 offers real value. Don't like either team, especially the Cardinals bullpen, but like under 4.5 runs there. Again, I think feel very comfortable. That's going to be a lower scoring game through 5 innings.
All you got to do is pitch around Witt.
Yeah, you're right. They can't score. They're in the bottom 3 in runs scored.
I'm going old reliable. Tigers minus 1.5 against the White Sox.
Almost made my card
Casey
too.
Mize on the mound. He's having a good year.
Yeah, right. Who's pitching for White Sox?
Sean Burke.
It was
it
should, and not the goalie.
Yeah.
I can see a Riley Green home run off of the Burke.
I think that's going to win too. That's funny, VG. That just missed my card also. I definitely think that's going to win. I'm going to go last baseball play of the day. We're going to go under 5 innings in the 5 inning line again. You know what's funny? Al Leiter's kid, Jack Leiter, was, I think, the first pick in the draft. Started off his career very poorly, okay? But he's been really good this year. 33 hits in only 47 innings. So he's been very consistent. Pepiot's been great. 3.2 ERA, his last 42 innings, only allowed 10 runs. I'm going to take under 5 runs in a game where Texas can't score. I mean, Texas is right now, arguably, I'm not exaggerating, the worst lineup in the league. They just cannot score a run. Tampa Bay's no great shakes either. I like under 5 runs, 5 inning line there, guys.
I like it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I like it. All right, hoops, baby, hoops. Hoops, baby, hoops.
You know, it's funny, guy. I had like 8 plays. Unfortunately, 6 of the 8, the numbers are gone, so I can't give them out based on the new
just throw
line.
them out to the people.
Well,
they're gonna want to dive in.
No, but I had Halliburton under 10.5 assists. It's now 8.5. That's a big difference. Right. I had Halliburton under 5.5 rebounds. It's now 4.5. I had Jalen Williams under 6.5 rebounds. It's now 5.5. I had Obi Toppin over 6.5 points. It's now 8.5. So those were off the top of my head. Those were 4 things that moved.
I could see Obi Toppin scoring like double figures in this game.
No, he's still been getting his minutes, and I had Siakam over 5.5 rebounds. It's now 6.5. So when those things move, they're so price sensitive. That was the edge. But I'm going to start off with Miles Turner. It's funny. This opened at 4.5, but I still like it at 5.5 because Miles Turner over 5.5 rebounds was a 60% winning bet. Now against the Knicks, he didn't get there, guys. He just didn't get there. But one thing I'm in these playoffs is, and Anthony, you understand this, matchup based, everything with matchups. He struggled against the Knicks in terms of whatnot, but OKC is like bottom 3 rebounding team in the NBA. New series, I say Miles Turner, a guy who averaged 6.5 rebounds and making it 5.5. Plus you get plus 114 on the Park site, best number in the world. I'm going to take my chances to get 6 rebounds.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
and then I'll give you
one more.
Isaiah Hartenstein. Guy averaged over 10 rebounds the year. Again, he didn't get huge minutes against Minnesota for whatever reason, but he was 59 and 15 of this number during the season. Again, new series. They made the over under 6.5 for a guy who averaged over 10. I just think he's a good player. And even if he only gets 22, 23 minutes, I still think he can get 7 rebounds because they only averaged like 27 minutes a game and he was still getting 10 rebounds. Doesn't need a ton of minutes to hit this. Plus it's a higher paced game, which I like, which leads to more rebounding. Indiana, not a great rebounding team on top of it. I say Isaiah Hartenstein goes over 6.5 boards.
I like that. I love OKC in this game.
Yeah, I almost bet them, and I came close.
9.5.
I came close.
It's a
it was 8.5 at one point. Yeah,
it's a double-digit piece, man. Listen, game 2 may be closer. I can see game 2 being close. Game 1, I think I could see OKC flexing.
Yeah, could be one of those 30-pointers. Are you seeing a gentleman sweep 5 games?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they got stressed. I would.
Yeah, I was surprised that Denver made it so hard on them. In fairness, obviously different kind of team, different matchup,
right? Like the matchup with Jokic, everything went through Jokic. I don't see them having anybody like that answer.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. Again, I don't.
Halliburton,
I hope I'm wrong.
Halliburton's a good player, but he's not carrying them. Siakam's a good player.
Dort's gonna play.
He'll get swallowed up in this thing. Miles Turner, I can see him having a decent series. I don't. Other than that, I don't see them. I don't think they have the firepower.
I think Halliburton's going to struggle because I think they're going to put Dort on him, and anyone who
just shut
Dort
down.
guards, I just don't love that other player's chances of having a big series. No one ever shuts down people completely in basketball because it's always an offensive sport, but I do really respect Dort quite a bit. Look, Pacers are not as good as OKC. That's just the bottom line. We can, it's just the way that it is. Maybe, we get proven wrong, or I get proven wrong here, but I'd be very surprised if OKC. I agree with you, Anthony. I think they win by margin tonight.
I love it. What would the odds be? Because last night we had one of our little league or baseball games. So young Steven on my squad, and Massimo went back to back twice. What are the odds of going back to back twice
in a little league game? Oh my, it's like hard. Oh my god. Probably would set it at maybe like 1 in 625.
We were talking because Steven hit 3 home runs, Roman hit 2 home runs, and Massimo hit 2 home runs. So we had 7 from 3 kids. I go, that's an SGP. I got to run it by brain. I told Coach Jim, I said, Jim, I got to run it by the brain. That parlay would have paid out big.
That parlay would have paid for my vacations for the next 20 years. And I go on a lot of them, as you know. So yeah.
Wait a second. I got to run this by you real quick because then we got Derek.
Yeah.
Listen, so did you see this guy? He had a ticket. He's got a ticket. $3. He had the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, the WNBA team, whoever they did, they won.
Yeah.
He had the Dodgers last year.
Okay.
And then
Ohio State, maybe?
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Right. And then he had he's got Edmonton and Edmonton and OKC. $3
what is this odds?
pays 275,000.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So
wow.
I gotta get there. Toots sent me the ticket. I gotta get it to you. But what would you do? Would you going into last night? What do you do? Do you hedge it?
What I would do? Yeah, I can tell you exactly what I would have made a large bet, 6-figure bet on the Panthers. That's what I would have. Now, if he didn't do anything, he's positioned much better, and I would have dared
Indiana to win
in the OKC game until Indiana got ahead in the series, until Indiana was leading the series, because I know that OKC from a number perspective is going to get so much respect. They're still going to be a massive favorite as long as it's, even if they're down by 1, they're still going to be a big favorite.
Dude, it's nuts.
I would wait on that.
I'm looking at the ticket. It's just 5.
Yeah.
Dodgers were plus 3 to 1. Edmonton plus 958. The Liberty plus 190. OKC plus 850. And the Eagles were plus 1,700 last year.
Oh, that was it. Well, the Eagles was the big one. That was the one that probably made $20,000 to 1, whatever it is.
Yeah,
$13.
Like
probably, probably whatever it was.
270,000. Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's about to that's absolutely amazing.
He can cash out.
That is. Now, what did you do? Did you ask
cash
him
out for 92,000?
No, he got offered 104 and he took it.
And how much is it?
104.
He took the 104,000.
How much did he get offered?
104.
And how much did it pay? No, what was the original ticket? How much?
The original ticket's 270. He was offered 104 and he took it.
I would have paid more than 104 for that. But again, they're not going to offer a fair price, but that's okay. Yeah. But that was worth. But I get it. It's such for a $13 bet, you can't always say, you know what, it's not the right math because it's so much money. Sometimes you just got to take the worst of it because it's just so much money. But I think it probably was closer to at least a 50-50 bet. Yeah, because they were such a big favorite. Edmonton was favored, and OKC is about a 6 to. Yeah. You know what? It was. I mean, it's not awful, but it probably should have been. He probably should have been offered an extra 20,000. I think 15,000, but it's not awful. But you know what? Great for him. Congratulations to him for such an amazing bet. And that's to make that kind of money on something for such a small bet. You can never argue. Very, very happy for your friend. That's an amazing job by him.
No. We don't know him.
I'm looking at a video. It looks like he's like a 22-year-old kid.
We don't know the guy.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
the guy.
that's amazing.
Tooch just found the story.
That's an incredible. Look, what's cool about this, guys? I say this, and Parks offer this stuff all the time. You know, if you go to your local Wawa, 7-Eleven, right, you could bet your lottery numbers and you can win that kind of money on a $3, whatever, some kind of jackpot. But with this, at least you get to pick what you think and have some fun with it. There's no fun with a lottery coming out, you know, number 72. You know what I mean? Like, at least with this, you could root for something all year for your $3 bet or $13 bet and have a lot of fun with it. And maybe you got lucky and at least you have some control, so to speak, as opposed to a 7-Eleven or Wawa lottery ticket where you're just, you know, is nothing. You know, this at least you can have fun with and you can get the same kind of payouts.
Yeah, you're right on. Brain, we love you, buddy. Safe journey.
Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, buddy. Here he is, the Brain.
Probably in his Maybach getting driven to the airport.
Isn't that wild?
That ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. It's like a dream.
That's a...
But that takes a lot of patience. I don't have that kind of patience to do a ticket that takes like a whole year to come through.
Know.
I don't have that kind of
know. Maybe you throw it. You throw it out there.
I guess.
T. Will did one of those deals. He was so, I got this team to win, that team to win. Hey, that's cool. Like, you know.
Hey, that's a lot of money.
Well, yeah.
For $3?
Yeah. That's a Derek Bodner bet. That's a Bodner bet. All right. Coming up, we're talking hoops. Bodner, legs. All right.
All right.
So
you going to be okay?
I don't know. Thank God, Derek, because Derek is sensible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I really wanted Derek today because Derek is very sensible. All right.
Yes.
Let's talk about some of our friends.
Let's talk about Ace Hardware. So, you know, they got the slogan. They got that because they got it. If you got an outlet that you said you fixed last fall, Ace Hardware Home Services, they got that person. Because now they're not just the helpful hardware folks, they're also the helpful home service and repair folks. From plumbing to heating and cooling, they got trusted pros, you know, to keep your house running all year long. Ace Hardware Home Services is what they do. They're bringing the helpful home, the helpful you love from the store, now to your front door, from Philly to the Jersey Shore. Ace Hardware Home Services, what do they bring? Well, they bring experience. They got local plumbers, techs, handymans, contractors, everything from repairs and seasonal maintenance to installations and upgrades. They bring understanding. They listen to your goals. They know it's not complete at this job until you're totally satisfied with it. And they bring the helpful right to your home so you can spend more time on the projects that really matter, that you actually enjoy. So free estimates on equipment, installation, replacement with trusted advisors and options that are best suited for your home and budget. And they give you service you can trust, satisfaction guaranteed. Ace Hardware Home Services, they're also local, which is cool. Their teams live and serve in your community, and they're dedicated in keeping your neighborhoods comfortable in their own home, your neighbors comfortable in their own home. So visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com. Get started on your next home repair project.
All right. Let's talk about Cherry Hill Jeep.
Yeah, Jeeps.
Dante.
Jeeps.
Dante's a good dude.
Got to be with the name Dante.
Dante's a good people.
Yeah.
All right. Dante's a good dude. All right. It's why Dante's Inferno. They chose Dante to have to go through that.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
Dante's all right. Listen, this is no Inferno except for the deals. All right. At Cherry Hill Jeep going on right now. Part of the Folk Auto Group. Charlie Folk. And the Folk Auto Group. Here he is, Cherry Hill Jeep. You're looking for that Jeep or Ram truck. There's only one dealership in South Jersey who has been the market leader since 1967. That would be cherryhilljeep.com. They got you covered. The best selection, the best pricing. I mean, they're celebrating great savings all summer long. And you get a little extra cuz hookup.
You love a good cuz hookup.
Yeah. I thought, throughout the years, I know a ton of people. I love people. So I make friends everywhere.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is connect them. Oh, you looking for a car? Oh, I got a guy.
You're
All
facilitator.
Right. Dante.
Yeah.
All right.
You're like the Ben Simmons of.
Yes, I'm a great assist man.
Yeah. Good
I am a point
facilitator.
guard.
Yeah.
I all the time.
Yeah, you're like a Mo Cheeks.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Although I could shoot a little bit.
Mo could shoot when he had to.
Yeah. I slide into that Jeep Grand Cherokee this month. Not only is the most awarded SUV ever, It was also named Motor Week's best midsize utility vehicle for the past 2 years in a row. That's in addition to being 2024 IIHS top safety pick. That's right. Or you could pull away in the most luxurious and functional pickup on the market today. I'm going to see VG in a big Ram 2025 1500.
Some Iron Maiden Run to the Hills playing.
Yeah, I
He's
can
got
see
the
you
look
with the
for
Ram
it.
truck.
You got the look for it.
Yeah, he does.
Put your,
You can just
shady
see him,
on and
right? The
Shady
tinted
rays off.
windows. There's the VG popping out of the Ram truck 1500.
Wow.
You
You coming through?
Have a big boom, a big speaker in the back.
Without a
bed.
doubt, man. You kidding me? Stop in today. Tell them PHLY I sent you. Get an additional $1,000 for your trade-in. That's it. Listen, you're going to get hooked up. All right? Go there. You're going to love it. CherryHillJeep.com. Look, I know people buy Jeeps and Rams elsewhere. I just don't know why. Now, let's talk some hoop. I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss.
Niagara Falls.
From our great Sixers show and our Sixers channel, all PHLY, Sixers.
Yeah.
Derek Bodner. I need your help bad.
Sure.
Bad, buddy.
Happy to provide it. I do have one condition, though. I need Andrew to cut that clip of you calling me sensible because I have some people in my life who very much disagree with that, and I need to show them it.
Okay, I'm serious, all right? You are entirely sensible. Like, all kidding aside, listen, I know I'm prone to hyperbole. I'm not doing that with you. You are sensible. I trust you. You have a level-headed brain, all right?
Well,
First of all,
I think you're mistaking my lack of personality and my dry sense of humor for sensibility, but I will take it. I will take it.
What are we doing?
I have no idea.
What's the plan? I can't think of the plan. I've struggled because without Embiid healthy, it's just a house of cards that's going to fall down. And I don't know, you can trade him. I don't think you can trade him. What do you do?
No, I mean, look, I think this offseason, and anything could happen. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of movement in the NBA. I think this is going to be one of the crazier off seasons in a while. So with that comes opportunity. If I had to guess, I think probably the most likely outcome is I don't want to say stay chalk, but avoid making the major moves because I think they want to give players like Embiid a chance to come back, maybe rehabilitate their value, give them another chance to see if they will play. Not even so much, and people are going to freak out. I'm not necessarily saying there's a belief, but his value is just so low. I think they're sort of boxed into a corner right now. So I think they're going to try to do what they can with this number 3 pick, whether that means, just selecting a player at 3 or a trade down possibility or trying to acquire some other talent. But, right now, I don't think it's going to be a summer of major overhaul.
See, I keep hearing this Durant thing, and I hate it. Listen, KD, HOF, awesome. Like, he's just great. But he's 36. The last thing you need to do is be trading the 3rd pick in the draft. And I get it. 3 is weird because 2, you can go Harper all day long. And 3, Bailey, you go, what's the problem at Rutgers? You got Edgecombe. You go, all right. So I understand the hesitancy there, but I'm not willing to look and get rid of youth. Like, I think you got to just go. You got to build around the age out veterans. Yeah.
No, this would be a completely different conversation if this was, 18 months ago when Joel Embiid was playing at an MVP level and you didn't have this, knee concern. Like, then, you can convince me you need to go all in. Giannis could be on the move. KD could be on the move. You've got to do whatever you can, try to win a championship in the next 3 years. You just don't have any kind of confidence on that timeline. Like, you can't go and acquire someone and trade a 18 or 19-year-old for a 36 going on 37-year-old unless you believe Joel Embiid can play at an MVP caliber level. And there's just no reason to believe that he is going to be able to do that consistently next year. You've got to see it before you push in all of your few remaining assets to go all in. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and that's what troubles me, right? What troubles me is I don't know how, even if he comes back and he plays, I mean, from what we know, the knee is what it is, and he's going to have to deal with pain up and down. And unless he just is able to embrace that, I still don't know how he would go through the rigors of a 2.5 month playoff push.
Yeah. Well, and even so, even if he is able to get back on the court with more regularity, like, no, I don't think anybody expects 60 games out of Joel Embiid. Or you're certainly not going with that kind of expectations. Maybe it happens, you get lucky, but nobody's expecting it. But even just going back and watching him in January, he just was not moving like he typically moves. Even when he's on the court, even when he's gutting it out, that defense has taken such a significant drop off that you can't, rely on him to cover up all of your defensive warts on the perimeter. You can't rely on him to elevate you the way he could, earlier on in his career. So even if he gets on the court, you don't know what version of Joel Embiid you're getting. And it was such a stark contrast, like I said, last January, before they shut him down to what he was earlier, that there's uncertainty on whether or not he's going to be able to stay on the court. There's uncertainty on what he's going to look like when he is on the floor. And you are stuck in quicksand. Like, you're paralyzed right now on what to do as a franchise.
You're spot on about, like, even if he does play, the burst is gone. So what made him such a great defensive player, he's not going to be able to those 2 quick jumps to block shots, to help defense, to go grab boards. That's going to take a huge hit.
Yep. Yeah, and so much of it just comes down to confidence too. Like, there's a mental aspect to it. If he plays on it more and gets more confidence back in that knee, all of a sudden do those quick, decisive movements come back? How much of this is hesitation because he just doesn't know how much he can stress that knee before it gives? There's so many factors to this. And maybe just having, an extra 12 months puts him in a better spot. It doesn't seem like that's super reliable because there's just, when you start losing that meniscus, it doesn't grow back. But there's so many factors at play that it's just, like I said, I would love to see him come back. Basketball is just more fun when he's playing at a great level. Even if it's not an MVP caliber level, at least someone you can rely upon, that would be fantastic. But you're just not, that's not the world we're living in right now.
So Seth Greenberg was on your guys' show, and we have the clip. I want to play for everybody, and I want you to react off of it. So, because he talked about trading Embiid. You got it? Play it.
Deep, hard look at Malawach.
And that's a lot of that is you're not confident in Embiid moving forward, and you're saying that I'm
saying move Embiid and get more assets. Move Embiid, move up in the draft. Can you move Embiid and get in the top, another in the top 6?
What do you think of that?
Well, I think 2 things. I'm not in love with Malawach, so that would not be the direction I would go. But also, I just like Embiid's got a 5-year extension that's just about to kick in. I don't think he has top 6 draft pick trade value. Like, I just don't think that is a realistic outcome. I don't think that's a market for him right now. I think there's too much uncertainty across the league. And even in a draft right now where I don't think people necessarily love a top 6 pick in this draft, I think there's a lot of uncertainty and concern with pretty much every prospect you could talk about. Even with that said, I'd be stunned if you can get that.
Yeah, I would be too. I don't know how. Like, to me, if you're going to trade him, you're dumping the contract, right? Like, you're just dumping. You're hoping that somebody's so desperate that you're going to dump the contract. And again, I don't know who would take him.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to get
Lakers?
picks. I just don't think it would be a pick in this year's draft. I think people would want to have the uncertainty of, like, sort of like the Clippers unprotected pick. Like, 3 years down the line, it could be anything. It could be good, but it could also be, they could turn their team around pretty quickly. I just don't think you're going to get something in this year's draft that has certainty after the lottery.
Would you do this? Would you say the Lakers said, you know what? We're going to take a gamble. You got LeBron, at the back end. All right. You got Luka, and, we want to take a shot. They talked about, missing the big. We're going to take a shot with Embiid. And listen, the deal is what the deal is. Like, you're just really unloading his contract. And then you go and try to unload Paul George's contract for nothing. Would you do that?
I mean, if you can get off both of their contracts with no long-term money, I think you have to consider it, because it's not like the Sixers are in a spot where they don't have any young talent. Like, I think they can actually rebuild pretty quickly when you've got Maxey and McCain and you've got this 3rd pick. Like, I think they are in a pretty decent spot where if you can actually clear books, I think you can rebuild pretty quickly. But I think more and more, I'm just in the mindset of give him a chance to come back, see whether or not he can make any progress. If he makes even marginal progress, his value, because there's 1 year less on the contract, and because he's not at the worst physically that he's ever looked, you have a chance to get something better. But like I said, if you can get an actual reset on those 2 contracts, certainly that would expedite the rebuild in a meaningful way. Like I said, I'm just dubious that you can actually get off of that without any long-term money coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't blame you. I feel the same way. Do you trust Morey to do this?
I trust his draft record. And we had a show not too long ago where we went through pretty much every pick he's made since 2007. I think he has a pretty strong track record. You know, I worry a little bit, and this isn't even so much him specifically, but I worry a lot about job security with GMs. Like, I think the biggest competitive advantage you can have in sports is a GM with job security and the ability to look, beyond the tip of their nose. I worry if there is, because there's some reporting and some rumors that, they could be getting frustrated, let's just say. And how could they not? It was probably the most disappointing season in franchise history when you compare it with expectations. Do they have the timeline where they can look 3, 4, 5 years into the future, or are they trying to save their jobs? That to me is maybe the most concerning aspect. I think you can look at Morey's individual moves, and a lot of them make sense. I think the one that's really going to haunt him is that Embiid extension, especially when it was given and the sort of way it feels like it's weighing you down right now. For the most part, I think a lot of other stuff was at least rational, if not entirely defensible. They've obviously made some good moves while he's here, drafting Maxey, drafting McCain, getting Quentin Grimes, and looking like he might be a long-term fixture. But that one major move could really weigh you down for a long time. Like I said, I think he is a GM with a checkered history who I worry a little bit about, do they have the job security to do what's best long-term?
All right, last thing, and then we got legs coming up. I want to ask you about Nurse. People go, Tibbs gets fired for giving the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals where they haven't been since 2025. In 25 years, I covered the last Eastern Conference Finals run. Wow. When I was in New York. Makes sense if Nurse still here.
I would guess that there is financial reasons for coaches to not be fired. That's always in play. It is wild because you look at the last 5 Coach of the Year winners, and I think 4 of them have now been fired by their teams, or 4 of the last 6, I think is what it is. It's just a wild state of the NBA. Like, if you don't, your job security is only as good as your last series. And I think Tibbs is a flawed coach, and I think some of his flaws helped him overachieve and raise their floor, and also, maybe drag down their ceiling a little bit because everyone was pretty much worn out at the end. But look, I think the organization for the most part is looking at last year as, all right, everything went wrong. Let's give everyone a chance to see what it looks like if things go at least a little bit better. It feels like this is almost a mulligan, or at least a chance to right the wrongs. But no, I don't think Nick did a good job last year. I think he was, probably not the the primary cause of their problems. Certainly injury was that. But I don't think he just did much to elevate them, especially early on in the season. I don't necessarily have a whole lot of confidence in the offense that they are running and their ability to maximize their talent. But like I said, give all 3 of them, or all 4 of them if you want to include Jared McCain, 5 of them now if you want to include Jared McCain and this top pick. Give them a chance to have at least some semblance of normalcy and consistency in the lineup and see whether or not he can do something better than he did last year. But no, I don't think, based on what he's done, I can't really give you a ton of confidence. I do think he was obviously good at times in Toronto, not only when they won, but the year after Kawhi left. I thought they had a real good season and overachieved. But this is a what have you done for me lately, and he hasn't been great lately.
Sensible. See? Sensible. What time today, my brother?
3 o'clock every day.
3 o'clock. Watch all PHLY Sixers. Thanks, my brother. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
There he is, Derek Bodner.
It was nice. You stayed calm.
Well,
He is
listen,
sensible.
Well,
He kept you even keeled.
yes, the next guy I want as either a coach or I
Yes,
want
coach,
a part of the front office.
Coach here.
All right, the only way I can get legs away from that incredible gig he's got is to give him a front office job or coach.
Yes.
I would
I don't
prefer.
want to coach in the Knicks, that's for sure.
It's leg day right now.
Leg day. Leg day. Leg day. Leg day.
Getting ready to prep for the finals. Where is he?
Right here.
We don't
Can't hear
see
me?
it. We see.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. I don't
All
see
right.
it.
I don't know. I don't know. I've been sitting here waiting for you. Should be on.
Wow, that's weird. I just see a black screen.
Look, it's saying it's saying your camera's off.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a tech guy. It's
All
hooked
right.
up like it always is.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's put full screen. Let's get Legs audio up. Turn his audio up. Legs. Let's. There he is. He's there. What's up? There's a handsome guy, Mr. TV.
You know, I have technological issues, Anthony, at times. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't come naturally to me like shooting a basketball. That kind of stuff.
Let's get to it, man. We got the finals, baby. OKC, Indiana. Is Indiana have any chance to make this thing a real series?
Yeah, I do. I believe they do. This is a tough one because of you're trying to assess the impact that a great offensive team can have against this defensive team. That's what we're talking about, because the Oklahoma City is not just the best defensive team in the league. This is historically one of the best defenses we've ever seen in this league. And I played against some great defenses when I was in the league that I thought were the best maybe I'd ever see. Those mid-90s Bulls teams that, I caught the very tail end of the Bad Boys Pistons. I played against those Knicks teams in the mid-90s. And you're thinking, like, that's as good as it gets. Of course, different league, different style, more physicality. It was a different way of guarding. This team in Oklahoma City is every bit as good in terms from the metric standpoint. It's different though, man. It's speed. It's nobody has as many elite on-ball containment defenders. Nobody has as many as they do, which means, for instance, if you're Lou Dort, who is a first-team all-league defensive player, he got votes for Defensive Player of the Year. He was my vote for Defensive Player of the Year. So think about this. You could put him on, say, a Tyrese Halliburton if you want to start the possession, Anthony. And if there's a screen set, you think, oh no, he's going to get off of the ball now. Who are we going to hand him off to? Well, how about if we just hand him off to Alex Caruso? You don't like that one? How about we hand him off to Cason Wallace, who's one of the best up the floor pressure defenders in the league? You don't like that one? How about we go to Jalen Williams, who's an all-league defensive player in his own right? And Shea, by the way, is no slouch. And if you get by those guys, by the way, all you got waiting on you is Chet Holmgren at the rim. So you're talking about this defense going up against a prolific offense is what we're seeing. And Indiana was very good defensively over the last few months too. So they're by no means one end of the floor team. Either is Oklahoma City, by the way. Obviously, they've got the league's leading scorer. They can put up numbers on the other end, but their defense is what differentiates them. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like everybody, what's this going to look like? This offense against this defense, it's almost like when you get that great Super Bowl matchup some years where it's that number one defensive team against this high-powered offensive team. What's going to win out? It kind of feels that way. And I think Indiana's offense, because it's predicated on ball movement and shooting and pace, I think they're going to operate better than most teams against Oklahoma City. And that's why I think Indiana can make this an interesting series. I don't know anybody's going to pick the Pacers to win the series.
Right.
Some people are saying sweep, don't even show up, gentlemen sweep. I'm not that dismissive of the Pacers, Anthony. They're what I've been watching for the last several months. And I've talked about them whenever I got a chance, whenever people want to talk about the Pacers. I've talked about them because what they're doing is so impressive. I do think they are going to find a way to win a couple games in this series.
All right, so what do they exploit? Like, how does that happen? Like, it made sense to me that Denver pushed OKC because of Jokic, right? Like, Jokic, where the ball moved through him, they were able to exploit some of OKC's defense, which is so good, like you said. I don't know how they do that with Indiana. Like, I don't know, because if you try to make it a tempo game, that's not good because OKC's a tempo team. OKC's weakness on offense is in the half court. So I don't know what style to deploy and what matchup to take advantage of. Is there a matchup that you would take advantage of on Indiana?
Well, I think the one thing that you're going to have to see, and this is something that Minnesota was not able to do with Julius Randle, which surprised me because Julius Randle did this in the Golden State series. And Siakam, I think, is the X factor here in this series. You've got to take advantage when they put smaller guys on you. You got to win those one-on-ones. Put your back on them a little bit, get into a more workable area of the floor, and then shoot over the top or find a way to try to get to the line. But again, it's tough because Holmgren's back there, Hartenstein's back there. They're elite help defenders. And the thing that they're so good at is when you do get compromised off the dribble, which isn't as often as most teams, and then they rotate over with the big at the rim, they're so good at the weak side guys diving down, digging down. Like, you see bad defensive teams, guy gets beat off the dribble. Here comes the big over, tries to block the shot or be a rim deterrent. Guy misses the shot, and then the opposing big just goes and lays it in and cleans up the trash because nobody sunk down to chip that guy to help the helper, right? You hear that phrase all the time. Well, the great defensive teams, that's what it looks like. There's a rotation on penetration, and then the guys on the weak side of the floor that are on the wings and perimeter sink down into the lane. And I've compared what it looks like if you were to take a camera over the top of the court in the half-court defense for Oklahoma City and look straight down onto the lane. When there's penetration, it looks exactly like it does when you drop food into a fish tank. Okay?
It's awesome. What an analogy.
It's 5 fish just swarm to the lane. And the reason that they can do that in a 3-point dominated league, because you think about it, you're giving up a lot of space for closeouts.
Yeah.
Because they've got the fastest team in the league. This is a track team with basketball shoes on with the way they close out. So, and it's effort. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, Anthony. It's not complicated, the recipe for like defensive greatness in this league. I mean, it's not easy to pull off, but the recipe is pretty simple. It's personnel, scheme, execution, and effort. That's it. There's nothing else you can say that goes into a team defense. It's those 4 things. They consistently give you more effort than any other team in the NBA on the defensive end of the floor. So to answer your question, Siakam's got to win matchups against smaller guys. You said something about pace, and I hear you. Like, well, if you push the tempo, OKC likes to push it back the other way. Yeah, but the difference is this. Indiana is going to take better care of the basketball playing fast than other teams do. Other teams want to play fast against OKC because you don't want them sitting back there in their half-court defense all night because that's where possessions go to die. You got to play fast. The problem is most teams are sloppy with the ball when they play fast. Indiana, it's how they practice every day. This is the way they want to play. Less turnovers leading to transition points. Less carelessness with the ball. More ball movement through the air than dribble movement. Dribbling against OKC, particularly if you dribble baseline, is where possessions die. They die right there because they're so good at their rotations and closeouts. So you got to play fast. Siakam is the key to me. He has to have a big series, like game after game. He, to me, is the major differentiating factor for the Pacers. I don't know there's a great matchup for him on the part of OKC. But look, it might not matter. I mean, they're so good defensively. Maybe they shut other guys down. Halliburton might have a nightmare series, and who knows? And they still can't win. But to me, that's the recipe.
Is there anything from Turner? You see Miles Turner?
Oh, no doubt about it. Listen, he's key too. It's funny because you sit there and you start talking about keys, and you go, yeah, well, he's key, but wait a minute, this guy's also key because it's connected. It's connected. Because of the way that Oklahoma City floods to the paint, the way that they refuse to hang out somebody to dry on penetration. They don't let you as a teammate get beat off the dribble all the way to the rim. It's not happening. So you are compromised to get out to the line. I told you how quickly they close out. But Miles Turner will have a bigger advantage there because you've got guys like Holmgren and Hartenstein, primarily might be their responsibility to help and close back out. That's a long run for a big, and he's got elite 3-point shooting ability for a big. So yes, Miles Turner has to be a name we are talking about throughout the broadcast and after and the next morning.
Yeah.
Miles Turner has to figure into this equation. And then obviously Halliburton, listen, he's so fascinating to watch because he's so good. I thought he played game 5 or game 4 of the Knicks series, I thought was as close to a perfect game that you can play as a point guard in this league. That's as high a level as you can play the position. 30 plus points, 15 assists, no turnovers.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Double-digit rebounds and like 4
Yeah.
steals. You can't play better than he did. Now, he's got to play not on that level, but he's got to be very good. He has nights where the aggression leaves him. He looks passive. He's not making you pay for mistakes. When he plays that way, it looks like it did in game 5 of the Knicks series, where you go, I didn't mention Halliburton's name all night. How's that possible with the game he just had? They're all keys against Oklahoma City, man. It's all hands on deck. I don't know that you could have a guy in their top 7 or 8 not show up in this series and win.
Now, it'll be interesting because this is Indiana will be the deepest team OKC has faced. So, like, is there any, when you look at the Indiana bench, like Obi Toppin, I thought gave them great minutes, right, against the Knicks, especially that late closeout game. He could be something off the bench. I mean, the second unit of Indiana moves the ball up and down the floor. You know, TJ does his thing. I mean, I think those guys can play a role in this thing as well.
Oh, they're going to have to. I mean, look, Oklahoma City, we talk about their depth all the time. Dagnall regularly played 11 players in the regular season. 11. I called, like, I don't even know, 5 or 6 Oklahoma City games this year. And it's not like blowouts led to that. That's part of the plan for the first half of games. Now, he's not doing that as much in the postseason. It's more like 9.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally he'll get a 10th, but it's still as deep as it gets. You see guys shrinking it down to 7, 8 guys.
Yeah.
They don't trust
The
anybody
Knicks.
beyond it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They don't, I just have a problem with that in general. The lack of trust that coaches show in their personnel and their roster is really alarming, that they get so scared so fast. And it hurts because an extra couple minutes here or there. Now, I'm a guy, first of all, Anthony, I think you know this about me. We've talked basketball enough over the years. I personally think fatigue is one of the more overrated things we talk about in sports, particularly in the NBA. But when you increase the level of physicality and what is allowed to go on the court with hand checking, holding, off ball grabbing, all of that stuff, it's incredible the leap that it takes in the playoffs. It is, your body goes to a regular season with not a lot of that. You're not getting held a lot. You're not getting hand checked. You're not getting bumped on cuts. You're not doing all that stuff. When you now go to the playoffs and all that's happening and you just went through a regular season and it wasn't really taking place, there is a fatigue factor that kicks in, man. Your legs will get a burn going that they don't get in a regular season. So if you can buy a few extra minutes here or there, if you're smart about when to push those buttons, it can really make a big difference. But too many coaches, they get to the postseason and
you're right.
they have one rough stretch with their bench and they go, oh my God, I can't play anybody. So Oklahoma City's going to play at least 9, 10 maybe. Indiana is one of the few teams that can match that. So yes, depth and contributions of bench, huge in this series. Toppin's got to be big. Mathurin's got to be big. McConnell's got to be big. And unfortunately for the Pacers, Mathurin finally broke out of his slump over the last couple games of that series because he went through a 5-game stretch with 15 total points in the playoffs. He averaged 17 in the regular season. Imagine if you had a guy in the Sixers going through that in a playoff series. He's averaged 17 in the regular season, and now he's giving you 3 a game for 5 straight games. But Rick Carlisle stuck with him, man. The media didn't destroy him to such an extent. He finally found his way out of it, and he's going to be a factor in the finals now.
Let's go back to the other side and really talk about the greatness of SGA. It's been his playoffs. Like, it's his coming out party. He's such a beautiful player to watch. He, mid-range, driving to the basket. He's basketball. Like he's a godsend for people that love the art of the game like yourself. He's a godsend to this game.
He's, the great thing about him too is, and just their team in general. I mean, I know maybe a lot of people that aren't watching it like sickos like you and I, certainly me, every night. That's my job. I'm watching games. I don't know that, enough people watch them enough to understand this is an egoless team. It's incredible some of that is smart trades. In his case, they traded for him. Some guys, it's smart drafting, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams. Some guys you go out and acquire through free agency like Alex Cruz, or you go get Hartenstein. So you target guys. That's a culture in your organization. But it's also some of it's luck. Some of it's luck. Like, you don't know a guy really till you get him in your hallways and you get him in a locker room and you start to realize every day with his leg. So it's an egoless team. It starts with him. He's the MVP of the league. He's the scoring champion. He is, I think, the single most difficult individual cover in the NBA. I don't really think, to me, that's like a close debate right now. And I've talked to a lot of guys this year that are the top defenders on other teams and about to play OKC. And you're talking to that guy before the game. Hey, you're about to go guard this guy. Like, what's that like? Oh, he's the toughest guy in the league. It's just like, there's no hesitation. I remember asking Christian Brown that from Denver, who's a very, very good defender.
Yeah.
And he's going to get that responsibility in that series. And I go, so who is the toughest? Oh, SGA. He cut me off. I didn't even finish the question. It's that easy for him to come up with that answer. That's what you have here, man. The guy is shifty. He's got this start-stop herky-jerkiness to his game that's constantly has you off balance. He is incredible in that he operates in the middle of the floor to such an extent that that's the most crowded area, and that's the area he likes it the most. Think about that, how strange that is. He wants to be right there. He doesn't isolate in the wings. He likes to be in the middle. Isolation or high ball screen, and now I'm going to manipulate the defense. And then when he's really rolling, guys come, he finds shooters, kicks out, throws lobs. But mainly he's looking to hunt shots. The guy's a shark, hunting for his next shot, because what he does off the dribble and the way he stops, like, he decelerates and stops and into his jumper off the ground quicker than any player in the league. And he's got a natural lean back, and he's 6'6". So good luck. If you're not sending extra traffic, he's getting the shot off, and he just doesn't seem to miss contested mid-range jump shots. It's like, it's a feast. He does it on the Kawhi level, on the Michael Jordan level, like Kobe, like the best mid-range contested jump shooters you've ever seen. Now, people might flip out. I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan.
I know exactly
Kobe,
what you mean.
Okay? All right, please, so people understand that. Like, you're not doing that. I'm talking about stylistically in that area of the floor. Yes, it's every bit as good. He doesn't miss contested shots in 15 to 21 feet. That's his wheelhouse. And it's very difficult to double because he's facing the basket. He sees where the traffic's coming from. So now he's a better passer. And honestly, Anthony, last point on him, what's really opened up things for him and allowed him to be an MVP, he has doubled his three-point volume, but not to the extent that he's bailing you out by taking 9, 10 a game. Like some guys like Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, I think they make it easy to guard them some nights. They take 10, 12, 15 threes in a game. He's not doing that. But he understands, if I take 2 or 3 more, now you really have to be up on your toes, particularly if I shoot it close to 40%. And so that's what's really opened up this season for him and a 68-win team, is that. Now it's like, what am I supposed to do with this guy? I still say you live with that. If he makes 5 of those, good luck. You're not beating them anyway. But he gives you enough doubt in your head. You have to shift your weight forward. Forget it. That's when he goes into that next gear. Head drops, 1 crossover. He's into 18 feet. Stop before the next guy comes. He's releasing the ball. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to try to figure out what to do with him.
All right. I got to ask you this, and I need you to be part of the Sixers organization. All right? I'm not going to rest until I make this happen, okay? Nobody knows the league like you do. You know every team, you know every player. I watch you with Van Pelt, which is awesome. I see you break the game down, VR headsets, you name it. It's doing all the great like telestrator stuff. It's freaking great basketball. You know the league, you know the game. You need to be part of here. What do you do right now? Because I don't know. I have no idea how to move forward when you got Embiid, who's just, you don't know about, that you can count on. Like, and then you got the 3rd pick of the draft.
First of all, your thoughts on me, being involved in these decisions and being in those offices. Look, I had a grip on it at one point. Then you start adding aprons, second aprons, and I thought you meant that I was going to go flip some burgers, like throw the apron on. I don't know what this has gotten too complicated, Anthony, with all of this stuff. Okay, what I know, here's what I know. I think I know what would constitute the makeup of a team and pieces that fit together and what you need. And sometimes I think I can identify guys in the league that maybe I feel like could be a perfect fit in certain situations around the league, and maybe the team themselves don't see it that way. So I do think I have an eye for that and building that and knowing what that takes. But the execution of it, man, it's a whole nother level. It's not easy to do in this league. And I look at the Sixers, especially at the top of the list in terms of, well, what are you supposed to do about this? Because you're not building a team for 5 years down the road. Like, that's a plan that people go into. They already went through that. They did that. And it led to some really high picks. It led to a guy that ended up being an MVP for you. The city lived through that misery, and you did that. And then you look at the guys that you have had wear uniforms for that franchise in the last, half dozen years. So that wasn't the plan. The plan was to live through that so you can now win. The problem is you have to have availability of your best players, man. It's that simple. So it's easy to say, oh, blow it up. That's the easiest thing for people to say. Trade this guy, trade that guy. First of all, those things are not easy to do with guys on max deals. Okay, one. Two, you're talking about market value for players that aren't available. Talking about a team giving up a bunch of assets so you can get better and get younger to acquire a player that they don't know is going to play 40 games. He's going to be available starting April 15th when they need to have him. And that's where we're at with this team. It's unfortunate, but I think you'd be foolish at this point to expect a healthy run. And Paul George, like, oh yeah, okay, that's behind him now. Come on. I mean, you'd have to suspend reality over the last 5 years for both guys. Maxey, I have no issue with. I think Maxey will be there. He's a great player, and he's got to fit with these other guys, and they got to be out there and figure out what this looks like with all three guys. And McCain, hey man, what a start he had. Then he goes down. I mean, I expect him to make a full recovery, but I mean, it's still a major injury. So they're in a tough spot, man, because of what they did to build this. They've got all this money committed to these guys. They're expecting to win now. They've got just massive issues with health and availability. And everybody wants to think there's easy fixes, and there just aren't easy fixes to this. Now, they caught a break at the third pick in the draft. All right, there's a piece, but you keep the pick, you get a guy that might not be ready to help you for a few years. Let's say 2 to 3 years. Where's Embiid going to be in 2 to 3 years? Where's Paul George going to be? So, or do you say, okay, let's trade the pick for a veteran player that can plug and play now and maybe get a lower pick with that trade, and you still pick up a quality player in the top 10. That's another way of thinking about it. Potentially you go that direction. And these are all the things on the table for the Sixers right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mess. You know what the best is, though, this time of the year? Because we look ahead to the Tim Legler basketball camp, baby. All right? I get it from everybody. When's the next camp? All right, get me on the camp. I got all of the Camden County Catholic Youth Basketball League, all those players. They all want to come to the Legler camp to get better.
Bring them in. Bring them all. Listen, man, all kidding aside, as you know, you've been there, but you've also just knowing me all these years. And 18th year, man, coming up, 18th year in South Jersey. It's hard, man. It's hard for anything to last that long in life, right? So
it's great.
I'm very proud of it.
You do a great job.
I want these kids to learn a lot. It's not babysitting. I dropped my son off at a camp. My older son, I dropped him off at a camp when he was like 9, 10 years old. He's like, I'm going to put you in this basketball camp. And I went to one day of it. It was like a Wednesday. And I decided to come, and I pulled a chair up in the corner of the gym. I want to watch. And I realized it was basically daycare. And I'm like, well, wait a second. You don't want to make it so you're a drill instructor, but it's a real basketball camp. They're going to learn. These kids are beginners, man. And they're just as they should be. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. I didn't start really playing until I was 14. So you're still in the very formative years, that age. You got to learn the building blocks. What is basic that you need to master? You have to master this before you can start moving on to the next thing. So that's what we kind of give them. The building blocks to be a player. Need anybody else? Ball, sneakers, no excuse to not master the things that we're going to teach at the camp. In addition, of course, we have a league. They play games every day. It's a lot of fun. My goal, I tell them every year, you come in on Monday morning, I want you leaving on Thursday afternoon. I want you to love this more than you did when you walked in here. And that's really the goal for me and my entire staff. Great staff, incredibly accomplished, mostly high school coaches from the area, some college players. Dude, I'm so proud of it. I love it. It's my favorite week of the year. It's a lot of work. It's tiring coming right off the NBA season, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. July 28th to 31st this year. It's a little bit earlier because it was a weird week. It kind of overlapped July and August. So we're going July 28th to 31st at Total Turf Experience in Pittman, New Jersey. Tim Legler, basketballcamp.com, or you go on Total Turf Experience website, either one. All the information you need is on there to register, man. Boys and girls, age 8 to 16.
It is the greatest. I have been there many times. I sent my kids there. It's an amazing camp. I don't say that because he's my boy. I know nobody knows basketball like this guy. The kids get a great, rewarding experience. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love it.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. And right now, my wife behind the scenes, she's the camp coordinator. She's dealing with it all right now. I don't even know. I'm like, don't tell me because I got to get through the finals. I'm concentrating on OKC in Indiana. And then as soon as that ends, man, I go into camp mode for the next month leading up to it. It's camp every day, getting ready. So I can't wait. But
I mean, I don't know.
I'm actually really excited tonight to be at the arena tonight for this game one. I'm gonna be post game every night from the court with Scott Van Pelt, and we're gonna be breaking it down right after the game. So you watch the game on ABC, flip over to ESPN. And we'll be coming on as soon as I think we might have softball on ESPN. As soon as that ends, we flip right over. Scott and I will be courtside breaking down what you watched tonight.
I love it. You guys are so good together. It's great stuff. I watch it every night. So it's awesome, brother. I love
you. Know what? Hey, real quick, I'll give you some insight real quick in SVP why you would love him so much. He's one of us, man. He's one of us. Like, he could be in my garage this summer playing beer pong and just taking on all comers in a game of beer pong in my garage at the Jersey Shore. He's got the same group of dudes or his boys that I do. He loves basketball. He's great at everything. I mean, he's as good as there is in this industry, but he especially loves hoops, man. So we have a great time watching the game together, shooting ideas off each other, and then boom, game ends and we do our thing, man, and tell you what you just watched and why something was important that maybe you didn't realize was important while you were watching the game. That's my goal.
It's fabulous. It's great stuff. I love it. I watch it every night. It's great. Everybody should see it. My brother, break a leg tonight. You're the best. I'm
got you, man. I'll catch up soon.
Man.
I hear you. We'll talk after the season.
All right, perfect. All right, see you, pal. There he is, the great Tim Legler. Let's take care of some business, shall we? Because I could go all day long with legs.
Who knew he's a beer pong player?
About Van Pelt, right?
And Legs apparently has games in his garage.
Yeah, sure. I got to go see him. I love it. Talk a little Empire.
Yeah. Let's do this because, just like your favorite team needs a home court field ice advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get it because Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated professionals who focus on flooring every single day. Those big box stores, they have flooring departments, but the people working there, they're probably not flooring people because yesterday they were doing sinks and tomorrow they might be doing light bulbs. Who knows? So why is Empire Today better? Well, because they live and breathe flooring. They'll be with you every step of the way, so it's a whole different, way less stressful ball game. They're flooring experts. They bring the showroom right to you, so you can pick out some flooring samples. They take pictures of the room, throw it on the computer. You can see what the flooring looks like right there, so you don't have to guess. Is it going to match? Does things clash? You can see right there, so there's no guesswork. And with Empire Today, you get clear, upfront, all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can get installation as soon as the next day if they have your flooring in stock, which is super cool. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHLY listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the code PHLY. Just use a code PHLY, save $350. Simple. Restrictions do apply. Visit EmpireToday PHLY
And
for
Par-
more details.
Empire. Parks Casino, Street Road, Bed Sale, the Epic Parks Casino. We love it. All kinds of headliners going on. Joey Diaz, Kansas. All right, you got just outside Philadelphia, Bucks County and Bed Salem, hot slots, state-of-the-art sportsbook, beautiful poker room, all-weather beer garden, and all the great restaurants. You got all kinds of great acts. Gary Clark, you got UB40, you got Australian Pink Floyd, Bill Murray on November 15th. Check out parkscasino.com for all shows to buy all tickets. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21 and gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, that was some good basketball talk.
Yeah.
Legs is
Always great with
is the
legs.
best. We're in overtime. OT. Hockey horn. I love the finals. I don't know about you. Like both sports. Thanks, Andrew. I love both. I'll be glued tonight. Tomorrow night I'll be back to hockey.
All right, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'll see how it goes tonight with the finals.
Yeah.
A little lukewarm, kind of interested, but I just don't think it's going to be a
It's
series.
interesting because OKC is a fun team. I love
They are
that team.
fun. I like their colors.
SGA is a great ball player. He'll score 35 a game and make one or two threes.
Yep.
I mean, that's basketball.
That's what it is.
I love watching that team. I'm into it. I'm into Indiana. I do think OKC's going to win going away. I don't know. I mean, I like to see it close, but I mean,
Who would you like to see win?
okay. I mean, listen, I got no problem with the chalk.
Okay.
I kind of want OKC to win. I'll be honest with you, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
I love, SGA.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great kid. He's great for the league.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Holmgren, right? Jalen Williams might be the best player nobody talks about.
I just like the way they build it, the way they do it, the way they have all these assets. I mean
like on 9 deep
they deserve
is legit.
Yeah.
Isaiah Joe will get a ring before JoJo Embiid.
Yeah. Oh man.
How about that for the Joes?
Some people say life ain't fair sometimes. Mm.
Yeah. What do you think the chat?
Chat? I don't know.
Like the normal Philadelphian, like you just check out until Phillies. Like, let me ask you a question because I like to do Uber Sports. I do. I love the reason why I got into sports radio was because I like sports. I'm a writer, all right, and I love to write. And the reason why I got into it was I love sports, right? So I married the two. And I love sports to this day. In fact, I love it as much as I've ever did. And I like to talk about it. I wasn't into the entertainment. Like some people get into sports radio to talk about themselves and to be on stage and they have aspirations. Maybe they're funny and they want to be a comedian or maybe they want to be whatever. Like they're showmen.
Yeah.
I'm not a showman. I just like sports,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like truthfully. And that's why I got into it. Like Andrew's a showman. Like he's got that ability. Like you like sports, but you're a showman first. Right? That's why you really want to get into it. You got the whole vibe. You got the voices and he's a showman.
Yeah.
Like there's other people. Like I've worked with 1 million people in the industry, and you either got most of them are showmen, or they crave the stage, they crave the spotlight. I just like the game.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like talking sports.
And I love everyone. Like I can get in there and talk whatever sport you want and do it for hours because I enjoy it. The nuances and everything else.
All right, if we get 300 likes, Cuz will talk cricket for 2 hours.
I'll do whatever. I'll talk whatever you want.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. My question to you is, I'm on the other side of it. What's the real Philadelphian? Because my guess is the real Philadelphian is not watching the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
The real Philadelphian is not watching the NHL Stanley Cup. The real Philadelphian will watch the Phillies, and that's it. And
yeah, that's about it.
Bide their time to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the real Philadelphia will watch the whole league in the NFL because the whole world watches that.
Sure.
But the real Philadelphian just is going to be in on Phillies, and that's really it. Is that what the chat says?
I want to get the name right because I read it yesterday. The chat has got a little conversation about Yogi Svejkovsky coming to the Flyers staff
For the power play.
for the power play. Yeah,
I
he's
love
coming
that.
from Vancouver.
Yeah.
So the chat's got a whole little discussion going on.
That's
with
pretty
that
cool.
right
I
now.
like that.
Yes.
It's good chat right there.
Yeah, it's a good hire by Talk too, man.
I feel like the temperature of chat is more NHL over NBA, especially with these finals.
Our chat is
I feel like they're
leans that
definitely
way.
more excited over like the Oil and Panthers versus like, the NBA going on.
I think the Sixers have really just soured the basketball
Deflated
community
us.
in this area.
I'm afraid for the Sixers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because here's the thing. They're going to run it back. God forbid they trade that pick, which I think they're probably going to wind up doing something.
Kevin Durant.
I don't, whether it's Durant or I know I don't like it either, but I don't know what they're going to do. Something.
Kevin Durant will inject some interest in this city. I think that would happen. It's a name. People.
Who did I argue with? Oh, Kevin the Gandhi. I'm vehemently against KD coming here.
Yeah, and the way he was reacting, I don't know. It feels like
he's talked in more.
You might have overheard some chatter. Or something.
He's talked to more.
Yeah.
Even Giannis.
Giannis isn't coming here. You don't have enough.
You have to back the truck
if you're Giannis, you stay in Milwaukee. They got more. They would have more around you to be able to trade for Giannis. You have to deplete any talent you have, Maxey, McCain, or whatever.
And the three.
He's an OKC target. I mean, they have the assets with the picks.
Well, I think he's San Antonio or Houston is where he's going.
Okay.
So I think that's where he goes. But there could be a 3-team deal, and there could be something where KD's on the move or whatever. I could see that. Like even Legs brought up, he probably heard something. There's a lot of heat on the Sixers trading the 3 pick for a veteran piece and getting a later pick in the draft, which sounds like KD.
Yes.
And I'm not excited.
I mean, at this point, you're kind of.
I love Kevin Durant is HOF, great dude. He's a business guy. Like he's a sharp dude. I think a great role model. Like the guy's a good guy. Like he is. The problem is he's 36. If he was 30, I would be jumping up and down. But he's 36.
You won't be able to get him if he's 30.
Well, that's the point.
But at this point, you're just pot committed with this system. Let's just do it. Bring the old stars in and see if we can do it. I mean, what else? Let's just do
the
it.
Flyers getting Paul Coffey.
Sure.
At the end. When
Dale
he was
Howard Shaw.
38 years old.
Yeah. That's what it is. But you're
that
so
doesn't
committed.
work.
You're so committed to this plan, this blueprint.
But that's why you shouldn't be committed to this blueprint. Like, what frustrates me is all you're doing is delaying the inevitable and digging a deeper hole for yourself.
I mean, they just don't have many options.
Well, the option is to do whatever you can to get from out of those contracts at any point.
I mean, yeah, I kind of side with Bodner, Derek. I don't know how you get rid of it. I don't know who would take Joel.
I agree, but for assets, like the people are talking about trading them for real assets. I'm talking about giving them away.
Right.
Can you give away I'm talking about giving them away
for nothing.
For nothing.
I mean,
just get out of here. Take your money.
Like,
do the Lakers have enough expiring contracts that would add up?
We went through it.
Sure, if they did, sure, I would give them away.
Like there's
expiring contracts.
There is they're not there's some bad contracts that you'll be saddled with, but they're not 5 years worth of
max.
I mean that's the only way.
It's like New Orleans. Is there a possibility there?
There was talk about Zion. Like the problem is, again, you're not going to trade Embiid there. They'd have to be part of a deal. It is complicated. Legs is right. It's really complicated. Agents run the league. You got to somehow figure that out. I just my end result would be to just move on as quickly as you can to start whatever's next.
I agree.
I mean, I don't see any. I think you're just delaying the inevitable. And what's going to happen is rampant apathy is going to set in. Like when Embiid's not playing,
pounding on the door.
What's that?
That apathy's pounding on the door.
It is.
Yeah.
Who's there?
Yeah, just
apathy, motherfather.
Just ignore it.
Apathy.
It's gonna go away. Just ignore it.
That's it. All right.
Here's one trade. Would you do? Would you do Joel Embiid to the
Yes.
Cavaliers?
Yes.
For Jarrett Allen and DeAndre Hunter and a 2031 first-round pick.
Yes. 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 I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a sin. I got no ill will towards Embiid. I got nothing but respect. He was a great player.
Sure.
His body, just body broke down, man. That size.
All right, so I got a list of contenders. Tomorrow we go through, but here's just one more. Celtics. I guess this would work.
Oh, God. Boston.
Porzingis and Derek White for Joel. You're in?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, only because you got to move. And I don't know. You got to get rid of Paul George.
Nah, he stays.
You can just throw him in there.
He stays.
Well, no, you got to get the contracts back. That's the problem. That's the issues. Anyway, we go back in the day?
Yeah, sure.
Do it. Back in the day.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day.
Down to the wire games where amazing things can happen. Into Kareem, knocked away by Cheeks and a steal. Cheeks will use up the clock.
Moses running.
Oh, I remember being a little boy, smiling.
Johnson misses a three-pointer, and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Here he is. This is the dunk. This is the dunk.
Unreal.
Mo dunks it. Billy C.
There he
That's
is.
the man.
Yeah.
Freeze. That was the man that should have ran the franchise forever.
Mm-hmm.
Boo was right. Billy C. would have taken us instead of one clown, one snake oil salesman, one reptile after another.
Would have been great. I loved his accent.
Ah, the best. New York, Brooklyn.
Yep.
Billy C.
Yep.
Be a long time till we see something like that again.
I hear you. All right, it's going to do it for us. What the Phillies today? I like the lizard today.
I do. They're
Lizard.
going to be in my package today.
Yeah. I love the lizard.
They're the lizard in my package today.
I think the lizard, he's going to have a big night tonight. 7, 6, 2/3. I don't think Toronto strikes out a lot, but, he'll have a good game today. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for us. Everybody have a wonderful day. Be careful. We love you. See you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.